humbled at home. There's so much to play for this, for the Dolphins, also for the Broncos. To me, it's cometh here, cometh the man. That's what this game brings. Someone in one of these two sides has to sit up and grab this game. Is it going to be Reece Walsh? Is it Ben Hunt? Is it going to be the Hammer? Is it going to be young Katoa? This is the stage set, 45,000. There's so much on the line. Who's going to stand up?
There's always so much at stake when these two play each other, but particularly at this end of the season with all of those changes. And as far as selection was concerned, well, we knew that Reynolds, Mam and Cobbo weren't going to be playing. Karapani on the wing, Smoothie comes in on the bench, and Corey Pakes comes in at 9. Billy Walters goes to 5'8", Ben Hunt goes to halfback. And then for the Finns, well, they had Frank Molo suspended. They've decided not to play Max Fiernay. Kenny Bromwich was named to come into the team, but he's now scratched from the bench. Peter Holler's going to be playing in that role, and Trey Fuller plays in the NRL for the first time since rupturing his anterior cruciate ligament late last season. He has played 6 games in the Queensland Cup, and Fuller goes to fullback with the Hammer going into the centres. And as has been the case across the last week and a half of footy, Zane Bojack among the smoking ceremony at ground level. Great to have you on board for Battle 6, Zane.
Oh, look, if Battle 6 isn't fantastic enough, Q, we get the second week of Indigenous round, which I absolutely love. I can smell the smoke, I tell you, and it's beautiful how the two sides are walking out Wembley style as they form the boomerang in the middle with Shannon Rusker about to do the welcome to country. This is a game that I know Tony Staggs is very excited about playing in, and also Hamiso Tabuai Fado moving into the centres. He scored 16 tries in his last 10 games. Is he going to be crucial for them winning tonight after what was a terrible performance last week? 21 degrees. It's going to be absolutely sensational. The atmosphere is great here with the crowd moving in. I can't wait for a queue.
Well, we're high in the Western Stand. I can actually smell the smoke with the window open. Let's get down to Shannon Rusker.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Suncorp Stadium, the place where our Yagara people have called it home for over 65,000 years. And what a day here on Indigenous Round 2025 to see these two great teams here take battle on this field. This field will bring a lot of memories, not only for us as young fellas, I was young once, but not only us for young fellas, but for all of us as we watch this match tonight, the history that will be made. Now in this welcome to country, you'll see Chumoro. Chumo means a smoke, and it's a smoking ceremony. Now, smoking ceremony is similar to many other cultures throughout the globe. Now, on my mother's side is a Catholic, and there was an old man that used to walk up with the smoke through the aisle. He was the priest, and that is the same way in some other religions and cultures. There is incense, there's water, there's oil, and fire, and they're all used as cleansings throughout the world. Now, we're going to learn some language for Indigenous Round, and the first one we're going to do is the dolphins. Now, when I say Buwanguns, that means the dolphins. You say dolphins. We're going to see who's the loudest team. On the count of 3, ready, set, Buwangun! 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 All right, thank you. Now, we're going to come to the Brisbane Broncos here. And the Brisbane Broncos, we call Yarraman. Can you all say Yarraman? When I say Yarraman, you say Broncos. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yarraman! 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 Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for learning the Indigenous language of the Yagara people in the local area. We'd like to wish the teams the best of luck as you take the field tonight, and thank you all for having us here to welcome you here. One, to still continue the culture on as one in this day and age as we walk together, even in your sport. We'd like to thank the Indigenous players for inviting us here, and also your brothers and sisters that are involved in all parts of the sport. Thank you for having us. Have a great game. Yura! welcome.
Call me biased, but I think Shannon Rusker is the GOAT of welcome to countries across sport in this nation. I've been lucky in Brisbane to see him do a lot here, be it at any kind of sport. He brings a unique passion and charm to welcome to country. Well done, Shannon Rusker.
Well, I concur. I love the word you attached there, charm. He's got a unique style. He brings the crowd in. They go away with a bit of a learn. They go away realising that he's got passion for the game. He's got passion for his people. So well done.
If you want to get in touch, 0467 920 222 is the number to get in touch. Please send us your name and where you're texting from. 0467 920 222. Brisbane 11 wins, 9 losses. The Dolphins 10 wins, 10 losses. In the 5 previous battles for Brisbane, the Broncos have won 4. Earlier this year, it was Brisbane 20 points to 12 in front of 44,278. I think we'll get more than that this evening. It's going to be quite the scene as the Indigenous ceremony makes its way off the field, and Jermaine Asako is about to set things underway. This Battle 6 may not just be the battle for Brisbane, it may be the battle to stay in the race for the finals in 2025. White Raymond's the referee. Chris Butler is in the bunker. Battle lines are drawn in Brisbane again as Jermaine Asako kicks off for the Finns. It's caught by Ben Hunt, given to Payne Haas, and the first carry for Brisbane comes up just short of the 20-metre line. The Broncos running away from the Caxton Street end, down towards the southern end, the Milton Road end, to the right of your radio dial. Second carry for the Bronx is taken forward by Ricky. Midway goal line and halfway when taken. Now Jensen, one man to the left of the ruck. He stopped 15 inside his own territory. The Broncos in that same Indigenous strip that they played in last week in Melbourne as Carrigan takes the next play. He's 5 from halfway. The Dolphins playing in that very Redcliffe looking strip with the white with the the red with the white chevrons. Walsh's tackle, play 5. 40 metres from the Dolphins line, end of the first set. Ben Hunt with the kick downfield. Try Fuller on return. Leaps and catches for the Finns. So it's Fuller at fullback, Asako and Nalfahu on the wings, Avarillo and Tabuai-Fido in the centres for the Finns. Nikorima and Katoa the halves. Nichols up front with Taffa, Marshall King the hooker. Finay Fuiaki and Keeley in the second row, and Donahue was the lock forward as the Dolphins have got it through the services there of Asako just beyond the 20-metre line. Strong tackle from the next carry as Pakes gets in the face of opposite 9, Marshall King. Now Fuller down the middle third. Stop 5 from halfway. Plays the ball at the end of the set. Katoa puts his boot to it. It's a high, deep kick downfield. Walsh is going to catch it 10 from his own line. Runs back at the red wall in front of him and up to the red line of the 20 and just beyond on that carry. So the bench for the Finns is Stone, Lemu, Elu, Kerr and Hola. So Walsh at fullback for Brisbane, Karapani and Mariner on the wing. Staggs and Shibasaki in the centres. Shibasaki, what a story he's been this year. Gets to NRL game 50 as Brisbane take the ball beyond the 30. They're 15 from halfway. It's played there by Mariner. One man infield to Haas. Haas almost to the middle of the park and actually gets right to the middle dot as he stopped. He plays the ball to Pakes. Gives off right shoulder to Carrigan. Rolls down the middle third and Carrigan is 35 metres out from the Dolphins line. Couple of plays left in the set. In fact, it's the last. Hunt with the bomb for the Broncos. It comes down on the attacking right side. Leapt at by Staggs. He didn't really pick it up and it's fielded by the Finns. So for the rest of that Brisbane team, Walters and Hunt in the halves, Jensen and Haas up front, Pakes the hooker, Gajewski and Ricky the second row, Carrigan the lock, and the bench is Smoothie, Hetherington, Talty and Jaden Hunt. As here's the hammer, wearing the number 1 but playing in the centres. Billy's taken short of the 30. What do you make of that move?
Well, I think it had to be made that they had to basically bring Trey Fuller back in because he's a good player.
Knock on. Sorry, Bill. There's a knock on from Finay Fuiaki. A short ball from Katoa on a shift to the right. And Kuli Kefu, Finay Fuiaki has knocked on it. Will give Brisbane the first real crack at the line with a scrum to come up 30 metres out.
Yeah, that's exactly what they didn't want last week. Completed only 69%. The Finns. And the Broncos actually even worse at 62%. So they want to get mistakes out of the game. I've already had a go at the forwards of the Dolphins last week. Their back 5 5, which is the mainstay. They did not perform last week. They did that back 5 to work really hard to make it easier on the forwards. Good to take opportunity for the Bronx. Q, centre field scrum, 30 outs.
No score after 3 minutes in perfect conditions in Brisbane. Right side shift and Staggs is going to be taken down. 15 in from the western touchline and 25 metres from the Finns line. Played to Pakes, given to Jensen. One out run, hard into Nichols, who recoils on contact but makes the tackle on his fellow number 8. Jensen plays to Pakes, blindside right, given to Walsh, who dummies and goes himself. Crawls out of a tackle, gets close to the line, but is stopped just short in a tangle with the hammer. Played to Pakes, swept to left and centre field. Hunt holds it up, gives it on to Carrigan, and Carrigan stands in a 3-man tackle. Will play it 9 metres from the goal line. Played to Pakes, give it to Jensen. One out run, well met by the tackle of Tuffer, who celebrated his 26th birthday during the week off. Tuffer played under the black dot. Pakes to the left for Walsh, given on to Hunt. Nice ball, Gajewski. Good tackle. Avarillo cuts his legs down 5 metres from the goal line, and Gajewski is slow to get up. In fact, he's not getting up just yet.
It was quite serious. He's not moving at all. Zeno?
Yeah, he went down and he was trying to get up, but he just couldn't. I think it's a syndesmosis. Looks like the ankle's got trapped underneath the tackle of Avarillo. As we look at the replay again now, it doesn't look good, boys.
Well, he's had numerous injuries across his career, leg injuries among them. And also, his shoulder went pretty hard into the turf. He'll play it now. So Gajewski okay for the time being. Play back underway. Brisbane with it, and Haas on a centering run is taken on 5, only 5 from the Finns line. No scorers yet in battle 6. Broncos on the attack. Van Hunt chips to the right side. Let that by Ricky. He's knocked it on, I fancy. It's gone into the in-goal area. Walsh is not far from it. Let's tune into referee Wyatt Raymond.
Coming into 6, no try confirmed. Knock on by Jordan Ricky in the contest.
As I called it, is the way that Wyatt Raymond saw it first up. Chris Butler's in the bunker.
I think you're right, Q. Watch the replay here. Show a bit of resilience in defence here, the Dolphins.
Well, the hammer's got his hand near it as well.
Jordan Ricky knocks the ball line in the field of play. We have a decision.
But the call is as called originally. Knock on Jordan Ricky, knock on Broncos. No score through 5 minutes.
Last week they were down 2 tries in a blink, the Finns. They got one back and then the game was over from there on. No resilience in defence in their 20. So at least they started on the right foot here, Q.
And you picked it beautifully, Billy. It was a shoulder problem for Gajewski. He was carrying a little bit, but the trainers ruled him to play on.
Zane Bojak down on the touchline as Avarillo is taken on the 20 at the southern end. Plays the ball to Marshall King, given to Fine Fuiaki, who holds on to that one, but met solidly in the tackle by Walters, Gajewski, and also Pakes. Now to the left-hand side. Oh, loose pass out the back. Nikarima is knocked on from an optimistic pass from Donahue going at the line. So that's 2 mistakes basically right on the 30 in their own half, the Dolphins. And again, Brisbane will get an opportunity with the centre field scrum. Only 30 from the Finns line. G'day to Matt on the text who said, oh, that's the best welcome to country I've ever heard. That was epic. Thank you. 0467 920 222. And Dave in the cab, he wins the chuckling points on the text at this point of the day. He points out that the Titans conceding 50 means they now can't win the comp. After they lost to Cronulla 54-22 earlier today. Broncos with the football off that scrum. No room out on the left side for Shibasaki. Now infield to Haas. Haas down the middle third and taken. 15 from the goal line, slightly left edge. Blindside. Pakes gives it to Walters. Walters in the number 6 for the Broncos is taken 5 metres out. Plays to Pakes. Ships it right for Hunt. Across the 10. Gives it to the 10. In Haas. He's got 3 men around him. Pops an offload out the back, but Pakes is immediately taken by Tuffer in company with Donahue. Ball played a dozen out. Walters looks left, goes right, gives to Carrigan. The deputising skipper, Carrigan's taken 5 metres out. That's 5. Last play for the Broncos. Carrigan to his feet. Pakes reefs a pass to his left through Walters to Walsh. Grubber for the in-goal area is batted once and twice. dead by the Finns. Asako got the first touch. Needed a bit of help, though, from Fuller to tap it dead. Goal line dropout.
Well, they've invited harm down their end of the park, the Finns, with 2 errors coming out from their end zone, Bojack. And now they're going to do a third set of 6. Good little kick there by Reece Walsh.
Well, they haven't conceded any points, Billy, but to me the intensity is the same as it was last week against the Roosters. They got to lift, and they got to lift quickly. This is the Battle of Brisbane, for God's sake.
Meanwhile, the NRLW, Canberra 12 lead the Warriors 0, wins to the Sharks and Broncos. Earlier today, very wet conditions for that Warriors-Canberra game. Dropout went about 20 on the fly. Walsh takes it, Brisbane in possession. So the Bronx will once again get another go at the Finns line. Jensen takes the ball to within 10 of the southern in-goal area. Played to Pakes. Pass left and centre field. Carrigan pops it up for Haas. Legs taken down by a great tackle there from Fuller. Played 9 metres out. Pakes back to the left. Through Walsh onto Carrigan. But again, he can't get through. This Finns defence is holding up so far, but they've had to soak up a couple of consecutive sets. Now Pakes to the left. Through Walters. Wrap around to Walsh. Cut out to the wing. Knocked on. Knocked on by Karapani, who didn't have a man between he and the goal line, but he couldn't catch the pass hard on the touchline about 8 metres out.
Oh, he was going to dine out. He was at the table with knife and fork in hand. He was dining out on that. He should have caught it. It was in that breadbasket. There was no reason for that. Pass was hard, but it had to be.
Oh, great pass from Walsh.
Yeah, that was a Synagogue beat, and that's helped the Finns. And now this piggyback penalty, much needed, Q, because they have been burning gas here. The Finns defending well, but you don't want to burn this much petrol in the first 10 minutes.
So a hold down in the ruck, and that is desperately required for the men from the peninsula. Ogawa boots the ball down out on the western side. Yes, Sano?
I love the Finns are wearing their Artie Beetson 65 Premiership team jersey. They couldn't wear their Indigenous jersey this week because it clashes too much with the Broncos' Indigenous jersey, but they've gone back in the heritage and they're paying tribute to Artie back in 65.
What do they say? We're only Redcliffe when we play in the Queensland Cup, but here they are in the biggest of their club games as the Dolphins, playing in that indelibly Redcliffe strip. Donahue over halfway, gives to Nichols. He's brought down and knocked on in the tackle from Ben Hunt. So that's what, 3 handling errors already from the Finns. This one's at the attacking end of the park.
It looked like a bit of a Cumberland throw. We're going back in history, the way he just dropped in. That is a Cumberland throw.
That was Alf.
And Ray Price.
Yeah, no, that was... And Ben Hunt, he did do what Alf... You remember when Alan Langer used to put his legs across the big men and trip them over?
Yes.
So...
It looks like a jet ski there on the video. His arm looks gone, Zano.
Yeah, he's hanging out there. He's tough to stay on there. I think he's got to come off, Bill.
Broncos off the scrum, 10 from halfway. No score early on in Battle 6, 10 minutes played. It's Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Quentin Hull, Billy Moore and Zane Bojack with you as the Broncos run it into attacking territory. Jensen's going to be put down 43 metres from the Finns line, slightly left-hand side. Open right, Pakes gives the pass to Hunt, pops it on to Haas. Haas has got 4 defenders around him and knocks on the offload. Picked up by the Finns to no advantage. I think they'll give him the chance to come upfield. No, they didn't. Interesting. Nafahu picked it up, but the referee said, no, just go with the 0 tackle. As now it's the Hammer who's got it just beyond the 30.
Very scrappy game. That's 5 errors between the 2 sides in 10 minutes.
Tafar down the middle third. Bob Talfa taken. 8 inside his own half. Played to Marshall King. Pass right for Donahue. Given on to Finay Fuiaki on the inside line. Hits the defence. Gets into attacking territory by a metre or 2. Plays the ball to Marshall King. No, and a dummy half. Marshall King with a 15-metre gain before being grabbed by the collar and slung to deck by Carrigan. Finns 25 metres out. Donahue passes right. Wavy Fistian. 6 more here for the Finns. Finay Fuiaki is taken 15 out and 15 in from the right-hand side. Swept back to left and centre field. Katoa at the line. Dummies and straightens taken down by Jensen and Carrigan. Finns only 8 metres out. Played to Marshall King. Passes left Donahue through Nicarima to the Hammer. Taps it onto the edge. And young Nafahu! Oh, what an amazing finish! I think he's got that down with his right hand one-handed. Almost being cartwheeled over the touchline. Ref says no, but boy.
That's go-go gadget arms if he's done that, Zano. He was a long way out and somehow, miraculously, he's had a crack. My initial watch is surely not, but let's watch.
Holds his right arm out.
Off the shoulder, then incidental.
arms in touch and he gets it down.
Yeah, wow, what a try.
But we're talking a matter of centimetres.
Oh, he just had that hand that went down prior to the football. I don't know how he managed to hang on to it, but what about last week, Billy? He was horizontal to the ground when he dived and beat Nwanga Nitawaze to the goal line. Can't believe it.
Yeah,
It's such a great effort for the poor man.
last week twice he scored miraculous tries. That one almost.
To Tony Staggs with the try-saving tackle. That we have seen all manner of extraordinary wingers tries, but that would have been quite something from the 19-year-old who scored twice in that, hiding at the hands of the Roosters last week.
Yeah, he had some great carries. He always had a big learn last week, but showed he stepped up in class. Just whether he can defend his way out of a few troubling situations, but wow, what an attempt to score a try.
G'day to Fletch, who texts he's up at Noosa at his mother-in-law's birthday and the kids are dominating the TV. So he's listening on the app and having a few drinks. Great call. Come on, the Finns. Thank you, Dolphin Fletch. 0467 920 222. No score. Brisbane with the ball as Walsh is put on his back just beyond the 30 at the Caxton Street end. Gorgeous conditions for Battle 6 on ABC Sport. Carrigan gains 9 metres to the right of the ruck. Plays at 11, his own side of halfway. 1-2 punch. Haas is the next man. Flops it out the back without a great game. Pates picks up, gives to Walters. Dummies, tackled, gives it back to Pates with a quick offload. They're keeping it alive without going much upfield. Eventually, Jaden Hunt has a run and gets into attacking territory. So we've got the two Hunts out there. Jaden and Ben, no relation. Here's Ben kicking downfield from 45 out. It's a bomb to the left edge for the Finns. It's caught by young Nafahu, and he's tackled 15 from that southern in-goal. Meanwhile, NRLW, 24 minutes played. Canberra 12 lead the Warriors 0 earlier. Cronulla Sutherland 54 beat Gold Coast 22.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from Jerry Marshall-King and
penalty here to the Finns. Broncos offside.
They started poorly, the Finns, 3 errors, but they're just starting to get into the groove. They're making some good yards. Marshall-King from dummy half is causing some headaches. I like what I've seen from Donahue. From the Broncos side, Billy Wallace at 6 looks like he's very comfortable there. Q, you mentioned he should be okay because he's done a lot playing there in lower grades. And, and Reece Walsh looks solid to start the game.
So, game 105 for Billy Walters. 9 of those have been starts as 5/8. The majority of those in his time at Melbourne, but did play a lot of 5/8 when he was in the Melbourne feeder system playing for East in the Queensland Cup. So that's sort of that 5/8 pedigree for him. Dolphins have got the ball. They're 30 metres out on the left. Fuller at dummy half. Goes on a little run. Loses his footing. Gets up. Plays the ball quickly though. Hammer feeds it infield. Katoa is ghosting across the 20. Gives the pass to the right. Marshall-King through Nicarima to the edge for Avarillo. Avarillo accelerates. Shibasaki takes him down in game 50. The Origin call-up for game 3 with the tackle, but it's another 6 more for the Finns on the attack. So Tuffa takes a settler, and Tuffa is only 8 metres from the Caxton Street in goal area. 14 minutes play, no score in Battle 6. Nichols can't get through on a crashing line just to the left of the uprights. Nichols to his feet, plays it to Marshall-King, passes left for Donahue, steps infield, Donahue beats the tackler, goes back towards the wing. There's another 6 more. Bronx offside again. Dwight Raymond with the wavy fisty once more. Fresh set Finns. Marshall-King to the right. Nichols is flat-footed. Gives it to Tuffa. Runs into the defence. And Tuffa is tackled. 10 to the left of the uprights and 10 metres out. When are the points going to come in Battle 6? To the right, Donahue. Katoa onto Nicarima. Ran into a brick wall. Decides to run back laterally left and across the 10. Bronx fans wanted a penalty for obstruction. Ref didn't agree. Gave the pass to the Hammer, who's tackled 9 metres out. Slightly left. Marshall-King passes back to the right. Donahue dummies and straightens, but he's taken by the Broncos defence, which is led there by Jensen. Played to Marshall-King. Swept left for Katoa. Holds it, gives it. Tabuai-Fido. Hammer time in Battle 6. The Hammer goes in. Doesn't he love a Battle 4-pointer? And the Finns strike first. Dolphins 4, Broncos 0. Kick to come. Employed in the centres. You can put him anywhere. When he sees the try line, it's 4 points are coming for the Hammer.
Oh, the Hammer fell heavy there on the Broncos. They were caught short. It looked messy at times, but you could just sense the Finns, they were feeling out, they were stress testing the defensive line of the Broncos. As I said, the way Marshall King started, the way Donahue started, very, very good. I think Christian Wolf read the riot act during the week. They're sharper now. They made a few errors poor to start, but the defence is on fire. They created the overlap, went to the left side. Katoa, the main organiser of the left-hand attack, as we know, got the ball onto Nicarima, through to the hammer, and then, well, it's good night, ladies and gentlemen. The hammer does not make a mess of that. Great work by the Finns. Started poorly in this game, but have shone through in the last 5 minutes. Whoa, we've got a game on our hands, they know.
Oh, how good is the Battle of Brisbane? And what about the hammer? He absolutely loves playing in the centres against the Broncos. He got 2 tries last year in this respective game when Trey went to fullback and he went to the centres. And Wayne had the mystery training session, remember, when the media had a training session earlier in the morning where the hammer was at fullback, and then all of a sudden in the game he was at centre, and everyone said, how did that happen? Well, Wayne was a bit cunning last year, but this year we've got Christian Wolf saying, yep, Hammer's going to play centres, and he's already scored his 18th try, which puts him level with both Coates and also Tupou at the top of the standings. Oh, this is going to be a ripper.
And Jermaine Asako, a 77 appearance Bronco. Before, of course, he went to the Titans, and we thought, well, where is this career going? And it's been reinvigorated since going to the Peninsula. He's kicked 92 of 106 this year. Asako, 5 in from the western touchline. Perfect curl from right to left. Converts the try from Tabuai Fido. And the Finns 6 lead the Broncos 0. 16 and a half minutes played in Battle 6 on Saturday Night Footy on ABC Sport. Let's get around the grounds. Apparently, thanks to Paul from Wollongong, the Warriors have had a couple of players sent off in the early stages of that game. So it's the Raiders 16 kick to come, leading the Warriors 0. In the New South Wales Women's Rugby League, half-time Mounties 10, Illawarra Steelers 8. Queensland Cup full-time. The Capras beat Wynnum Manly 18 to 14. Townsville beat Mackay 18 to 14. Half-time, Sunshine Coast Falcons 16 lead the Dolphins 0. In the AFL in the third quarter, Hawthorn 8-8-56 lead Melbourne 3-3-21. Good win for the Giants over the Suns earlier today. Then the AFL women, the Giants-Essendon game has just got underway. Essendon lead the Giants by 3 points early on after North Melbourne, Tasmania beat Geelong by 5 goals earlier today. Here at 6-0 to the Finns. They're running the ball back up from the southern end off the kickoff. Nichols gets to the 20. Now Finay Fuiaki, another 8 metres down the middle third, stopped by Haas and Carrigan. Plays it to Marshall King, given on to Fuller. Trey Fuller, who did such a good job deputising for the Hammer at fullback until he himself got injured last year. Great to see him back in the top grade. End of the set, Katoa from 10 inside his own half, boots a long deep ball, defensive left corner, Karapani catches for the Bronx, 10 from his own line. His kick return is a pretty good one. He'll play the ball midway goal line and halfway.
And I should have mentioned before, guys, that Gajewski's off with that shoulder injury. He's gone down the tunnel seeking treatment, and that's why Jaden Hunt's playing out on that left edge for the Bronx.
I forgot how much I love watching Trey Fuller play. The little fullback brings so much heart, so much rugby league IQ. He's just an excitement machine.
It's only his 12th game in the NRL, but 28 years of age and so many years of good football in the Queensland Cup. As Jensen takes the Bronx into attacking territory, he's 45 metres from the Finns line. Dolphins lead at 6-0. Walsh with the kick at the end of the set for the home team, the Broncos tonight. Here comes Fuller, leaps at it, catches it. Jaden Hunt tackles him immediately, and Fuller's going to play at 12 metres from the southern in-goal area as the artificial light is really starting to take over, getting closer to 6 o'clock local time on what's been the most gorgeous of late winter Saturdays here in Brisbane. Taffa just left of the ruck up to the 30. To his feet, and he plays it there. Marshall King passes for Keeley, running one man in field. Oren Keeley, no great game. Haas there to tackle him, 15 from halfway now. Finns in motion to the right. Donahue to Katoa, on to Fuller, passes to Avarillo, puts a little step on. Shibasaki needs help from Karapani and gets it to stop him. Avarillo plays it hard out in the right, 45 out, last play of the set. Pass infield to Katoa, who bombs downfield. Walsh well placed, catches it comfortably, a dozen from his own line, and there's a red line in front of him, so no galloping room for Walsh. Again, midway goal line and halfway as the Bronx start this set. 19 minutes played. It's the Fin 6 leading the Broncos. Neil, Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
And a bit of an arm wrestle phase now, both sides completing, especially the Finns dropped their first 3 sets. They've completed the last 4. They're back in the groove.
Pates passes down the right for Ricky. Gets into attacking territory, Jordan Ricky. Taken 41 metres out, quick play the ball. Another blindside right play for Walsh. Runs at the line, pops it to Staggs. Staggs running to his home corner. Oh, he's at home there. He got home. Not quite the same celebration as that first ever battle, but in the same spot in the ground, in the southwestern corner. Tony Staggs has scored for the Broncos against the Dolphins. Fin 6, Bronx 4, kick to come.
Put that down to the blinding speed of Reece Walsh. Not much doing. They've gone down the right-hand side of the attack. Tackle 4. Walsh gets it 1 off the ruck, and he just accelerates at the defensive line. And he skips out 2 players, gets on the edge and puts Tony Staggs into a big hole. Gets outside of the hammer. The hammer can't match him. He's just too strong, Staggs. And there it's good night. A beautiful little palm. And then from that position, Trey Fuller had to go ball and wasn't able to do much. And in the end, he drags the hammer back over the line. Great work to Tony Staggs. And that is what Reece Walsh does. He just plays that quick. He brings panic to defensive lines. He started this game well. Walsh hasn't overplayed his hand. He had 1 try set up that should have been a try, wasn't, and he had a hand in that one.
Oh, how good is it that the first 2 tries have been scored by First Nations people in NRL Indigenous round. He's a proud Wurundjeri man from the Wellington region in New South Wales is Tony Staggs. And how good is it having Tony Staggs playing on the hammer? This is just the compulsory viewing. It's worth the price of admission itself. Both of them scoring tries, both of them very proud Indigenous men.
And Reece Walsh has now got the kicking duties in the absence of the injured skipper Adam Reynolds. Hasn't missed one this year. He's 6 for 6. He's going to have a bit more work to do though. Make it 7 from 7 though. Beautiful conversion from 5 metres in from the white ring touch for the left-footed kick of Reece Walsh. He levels the scores 6 apiece. 19 minutes remain in the first half. It's Quentin Hull, Billy Moore and Zane Bojack with you for Saturday footy on ABC Sport at the Cauldron.
They're almost carbon copies of each other, those respective tries. As Zano said, both centres marking up on each other. It's 1-1, Hammer and Staggs. Whoever gets the bragging rights there, Q, that might be an indication of who wins this game.
How many replays have you seen of that Tony Staggs moment this week from the first game?
A lot.
That iconic Western touchline surge late in that first ever battle, which Brisbane won 18-12, by the way. They've won 4 of the previous 5, but yeah, we were lucky to realise that we were at a moment in time when that happened, and every time, so it seems, that there's a battle for Brisbane, we get a replay of Staggs scoring that ceiling try in the first ever game. Brisbane running it up off the kick-off, 6-all the scoreline. Carrigan mid-set takes Brisbane beyond the 30. He's 18 inside his own half as he gets to his feet, plays the ball. Pakes gives it on to Walsh, left foot kick downfield, good kick too. We saw that there was a gap in between Fuller and also Osako. Bounces kindly for Fuller though, gathers it on inside his own 10, kick return just beyond the 20. And just reminding you that Jack Gajewski already off the field and concerns over a shoulder injury as Osako's taken 10 in from the right on his own 30 at the southern end of the field. 6-all the scoreline. Dolphins through Avarillo, 1 out up to the 40. 20 in from touch on the left, plays the ball to Marshall King. Give it to Donahue, and he rolls up towards halfway and just stopped a metre or 2 beyond. Plays it now to Marshall King. To the left, Nicarima. Gives it on to Keeley, holds it, pops it, up to the hammer, pushes away from Staggs. Almost gets away from Ricky. He does, but the third wave stops him. Mariner clings on for dear life to stop him 15 metres out. Played to Fuller, past infield, Nicarima. Given to Katoa, who runs it on the last and gets tackled only 3 metres short. He rolled the dice, comes up just short Isaiah Katoa.
Has he hurt his shoulder?
No, he shot Reece Walsh, I reckon.
He's laying down because he thinks he got a hand in the face zone.
It looks like there's contact to the face.
Let's tune in to ref Raymond and also Chris Butler in the bunker here. And there's a captain's challenge.
He's challenging contact on the
Look at the actions here of Reece Walsh.
So it's
Makes high contact direct to the head.
forearm into the face.
Isaiah, which is a penalty. The captain's challenge is successful.
Yeah.
assault.
Well, he is the captain, Katoa, so he would know.
Well, if anyone, you'd hope you'd know.
Yep.
But you can see straight away there was definitely contact high. And what a little play there. How good is this Hammer Stags battle? They are both so good, Zano, aren't they?
Oh, and it's right on my side where I am here, Billy. It's like I've got a front row seat. I'm just loving it.
They're both good defenders, Zano, but it just shows you it's just about the ability to deceive and unbalance the defender, and then when that happens, they're so powerful and quick.
So Stags has got the power element, and he's a bit more stockier, and he's muscular through the legs, but Hammer's got the speed, so I'm just loving that battle. But I tell you what, this is a great game of footy, 6-all, surely it'd be 8-6, but you couldn't ask for more. They've stopped the handling errors, and all of a sudden we've got some really quality grind footy.
The Dolphins have opted to go for 2 points here, and there's just a bit of a delay for the kicking tee to be delivered to Jermaine Asako. What do you make of the decision? Take the points?
Yeah, they needed a little bit. They burned a lot of petrol that first 10, and I thought last week they were unsettled. The Roosters outthought them. Tedesco was brilliant the way he was able to control the speed of that game. So it's just very good that Katoa, his young age, understands. Let's get the rhythm. Let's get the pace. Let's control this match to suit themselves.
Well, this is in the book, dare I say it. I'm only telling the truth. I've written it down because I want to be ready to give the around-the-ground scores after Asako kicks this, which he does. Finns 8. Finns to the lead. Finns 8 off the penalty goal. Broncos 6. 16 minutes remain in the first half. Warriors have scored in that NRLW game. Canberra 16, lead the Warriors 4, getting close to half-time. And around the other venues, Queensland Cup second half, Falcons 16, lead Redcliffe 0. New South Wales Women's Rugby League, Steelers 14, lead the Mounties 10. That's in the second half. In the AFL, Hawthorn 9-8-62, Melbourne 4-3-27. That's third term. And AFLW, Essendon by 2 points at quarter time over the Giants. 0467 920 222 is the number to get in touch. And remember, we don't only have South Sydney and Parramatta coming your way for league fans. Of course, the AFL's always available on the Listen app, as is the cricket. So we've gone from Darwin now to Cairns for the last of the T20 games decided tonight on the ABC Listen app. That third and final T20 game, Australia versus South Africa, coming at your way with Matt Clinch and the team from Cairns this evening. So I hope you've got all your devices charged up, Billy. Multiple screens and he is all over the place tonight. Nichols with the ball for the Finns, up to the 20. By the way, it is half-time in that NRLW game. Raiders 16, Warriors 4. Finay Fuiaki has the ball for the Dolphins. He's 15 in from the right, 25 for the line he's defending. Marshall King passes infield from Donahue to Katoa, left edge ship. Hammer! Tabuai-Fido, he runs into the tackle of Mariner. Needed some help.
Yeah, Hunt come across the Band-Aid that.
Didn't they scurry when they realised they were a bit thin, one-on-one? Katoa kicks downfield, end of the set. Taken by Walsh on his own 20. He's got a bit of space to run to the 30. Runs laterally, runs into the defence, and the kick return comes to an end. 11 inside Broncos territory. Pretty good kick return from Walsh. Energy on the run from Karapani, coming in from his left wing. Taken just beyond halfway. Broncos in good field position early in this set. 14 minutes to the break. Line break almost for Shibasaki. Tupper makes the tackle. 28 metres out, quick play the ball. Pakes gives it on to Hetherington, who rumbles down the middle third. Kobe Hetherington taken. Only 11 metres out, slightly left, and a wavy fisty. 6 more for the Bronx. Carrigan to the right to Ben Hunt. Dummy steps infield. Passes to a flat-footed Hetherington, who's easy pickings. Oh, picked up and dumped, and according to the referee, it went through the horizontal, that tackle from Tupper. Yeah. Didn't look that bad. First up.
No, you're right, but
and they're taking the 2 points.
I think the Dolphins are happy here. For me, if I was the Broncos, I would have kept the foot on the gas here, because that's the power of having your backfield do some good work for you. They had great runs there by Walsh and then Karapani that opened up the set. They had 6 again. I would have tapped and gone there.
G'day to James from Bendigo. You know what this is like. My son's terrible with this, and my daughter as well. They put their earbuds in, and you're trying to talk to them, or then you hear something. So, James from Bendigo text, can I say I'm loving the call tonight? My wife isn't, because I'm listening on my earbuds and keep yelling out too loudly whenever something happens. Good on you, James. 0467 920 222. Whilst lining up this penalty goal attempt, basically straight in front and a dozen metres out. Should I put this one in the book as well, Billy?
Yeah, definitely do that. You can see with Mark Nichols coming off, what you appreciate with the Finns, their next man up philosophy, they're running really short of middles, so they've got to really manage those middle players well tonight.
So plenty of respect being shown early in Battle 6. 2 points on offer for the Finns. They take it. And the Broncos looking to do same. So try to the Dolphins, answered by a try to the Broncos. Penalty goal Dolphins, and Walsh kicks the penalty goal. Very low kick. It didn't have a lot of clearance over the crossbar, but it did go over.
You got the liquid paper out there, you weren't sure.
That was a Willie Kahn job, that one. Remember Willie Kahn took a kick in Sydney and it went under the crossbar? That just went over.
8-all the scoreline between the Dolphins and the Broncos. Saturday night footy on ABC Sport with Quentin Hale, Billy Moore and Zane Bojack. Repeating NRL W halftime across the ditch. Raiders 16 leading the Warriors 4. If you missed those earlier scores today, Sharks beat the Titans 12 points to 8, and the Broncos too good here for the Eels 38 points to 4. And both Matakino Gray and Tisha Ikinasio sent off for the Warriors in that game. So no wonder they're struggling there. Haas with the first carry off the kicker after the 10. Now it's Ricky on the right edge just beyond the 20.
They're starting to dominate Main Street, the Broncos.
Ball played to Pakes, passes left and centre field for Ben Hunt. Men in motion. Give it to Walters. Oh, good jamming tackle. That was Asako coming in there to get in the face of Shibasaki, who did well to catch it. Such was the timing of the tackle. Bronx on their own 30. Infield runs Karapani, but can't get through. Driven to the deck. Bronx 15 inside their own half. 8-all the scoreline. Pakes gives it on to Carrigan. Rolls down the middle third. And he's 3 inside Broncos territory. Last play called by referee Raymond. Goes to the right for Hunt. Weaves his way around the defensive Keeley before kicking high and deep downfield. Fuller well placed and no pressure on the fullback to catch it on his own 10. And a jetty kick return just beyond the 20. Quick play the ball too. Katoa picks up. Gives it on to young Nafahu. High tackle. Carrigan. Penalty Dolphins.
You use the word energy. That's the key there. Both sides, both fullbacks take the ball back into the line. If they're not making a break, they're poking in those through, play the ball fast, then off the back of that, things are happening. And that penalty came about because the defensive line was stressed. They'll find touch here. The captain Katoa, and they're on the front foot right on halfway, Q.
10 minutes to the break. Helen's listening from Adelaide. She says, my daughter won her netball grand final today for CBC, and their team catch cry is Fins up. So come on, Dolphins. Thanks to Helen from Adelaide. 0467 920 222. Fins into the attacking half. Ray Stone's off the bench and into the action. He's taken centre field and 35 metres from the Caxton Street in goal area. Played to Marshall King. Given left through Katoa to Nikarima. Flat ball then on to Lemu Ella, who's out there as well for the Dolphins. Taken 21 out in the left. Nikarima passes right in centre field through Katoa. On to Stone, and he stopped 11 out. Quick play the ball. Was Kerr, in fact, now back to the left. Nikarima. Infield runs. Fuller taken down under the black dot by the tackle of Pakes and Hetherington. Last play Dolphins. Marshall King passes right. It's with Donahue. Keeps it through the hands over. Rillo's going to go himself and score. He was happy with the 2-on-2, held the ball in both hands, and as soon as he saw that little gap open, he backed his pace. Jacob Arillo scores for the Finns, and the men from Redcliffe return to the lead. 9 minutes remaining in the first half. Finns 12, Broncos 8, kick to come.
Well done, Dolphins. They play with pace, they play with enthusiasm, as you said, the energy cue. Trey Fuller got the ball back down the middle of the park, caused them headaches, but he plays the ball so quickly. And to me, Zano, the money ball there came from the dummy half. What a beautiful on ball from Marshall King to Donahue. He's having a ripping game. He's filling the void. He's playing almost that distributing lock forwards type game. And when he needs to, he's tough in the middle, but he's improved so much. One of the most improved players in the game. Great try there, great finish there by Averillo. Well done, Finns.
Well, he's not second string. He's third string 13, Billy, because they started with Gilbert at 13. He went down with injury. Then they went to Platt. He went down with injury. And now Donahue is absolutely outstanding. And you mentioned that 20-metre pass out of dummy half from Marshall King, and then a bullet pass from Donahue. So Averillo just basically ran around his man. He has got some pace, Jake Averillo. That's why they were keen to keep him in the centres, and they've been able to do that by bringing Nafahu in to the wing spot. So, look, I tell you what, this is a great game of footy. I'm backing Asako in on this one, Q-Man.
Have you written it in?
No, particularly not if Zane's backing him in. Finns fans are saying, shut up, no, Jack. Let's see how he goes. 5 in from touch on the right. 30 metres out. Jermaine Asako is... Oh, not even Zano can stop him. Raises the flag. Good call, Zane. Well done, mate.
Never in doubt.
3 from 3 for Jermaine Asako.
He must be a good kick if he can overcome Zano's.
What did we work out last week, Billy? Sam Walker's no good on his 10th kick. Is that what we worked out?
Yes, correct.
So 14 points to 8. The Dolphins lead the Broncos 04679202. 222 is the number to get in touch. Mobsy from Ipswich. G'day. Charlie in far north Queensland. Go the Bronx. Alex from Jindabyne tuning in from all around the place. And not often as well. I'd hesitate to say this is probably the first time, Zano, as here comes Kerr with the kick return up to the 10. Is this the first time that a battle's been behind the television paywall?
No, last year was the same time slot, 5:30 on a Saturday. Remember they had was it River Fire?
Yeah, okay, that's right. It was, so yeah, this time last year. But even just speaking to people around town, just saying, oh, what? They're just so used to being able to watch the Broncos on free-to-air television. You have to be told, no, you can't tune in and watch it on telly.
Well, if it was the 7:30,
yeah, exactly.
It would have been on free-to-air.
Exactly. So, yeah, interesting the way that works out. It's obviously a part of why Pay TV pays the big money. They want a few marquee games. Indeed. Averillo taken. 11 inside his own half. End of the set off the kick-off. Finns leading 14-8. Katoa with the kick downfield. Caught by Walsh. 15 from his own line. Doesn't want to run it back. He sort of sees Mariner coming in from his wing. So Mariner receives the pass and gets tackled midway goal line and halfway. In absolutely glorious conditions. Just the last few days, if you're in Brisbane, you feel that winter's starting to get behind you. It's been very, very warm and not very windy for Eka week. Usually it's all windy this time of year for the Brisbane show, but the weather's been gorgeous. Walters gets up to halfway. Did have a storm or two, though, through the week. Played on halfway. Blindside left, given to Shibasaki. Good run down the blind. He's 38 metres out. 12 in from touch on the left as he plays it. Pace gives it blind to Walters. He's holding Katoa at arm's length, but Katoa now drags him down with some help from Kerr. Last play, Broncos out on the left, 30 from the Dolphins line. Pass to Ben Hunt for a bomb, which will come down about 5 metres out. Walsh leaps, Fuller leaps and knocks on. It's a double knock on, but first knock on from the Finns. Hetherington didn't pick it up cleanly after the original knock on. That's the way I saw it.
He ruled 6 again, and then obviously there's a subsequent knock on. So
Hetherington knocked it on, but they're saying that it's a Finn's feed. Hold on.
So how can you have 6 again and then reverse it?
Well, I came off the... No, because it came off the leg. Came off the leg of Fuller in the end. So that wasn't knocked on by Fuller.
And knocked on by Hetherington.
He was knocked on by Hetherington. So I must admit, I thought that went through his fingers onto his leg. But no touch, no knock on Finns. So they've got the scrum. 10 metres from their own line. And here is Trey Fuller. So the last time he played in the NRL was round 27 of last year. He's played a half dozen games in the Queensland Cup en route back from a bad knee injury. 14-8 to the Dolphins. Nikorima's tackle. They're 5 minutes from the break. Dolphins are 15 from their own line as Asako has a run and is taken just beyond the 20. Quick to his feet to play it. Marshall King gives it on to Kerr with a bit of momentum, taken beyond the 30. And they're playing the ball nice and quickly, the Dolphins. Ended the set. 40-20 attempt here from Katoa. Just run down by Karapani. 15 from his own line and only about a metre from the touchline out on the eastern side.
That was tackle 4 Oh, Q.
Yeah, kick return. He's taken just beyond the 20.
Yeah, he read it beautifully. He rolled the dice, and unfortunately, one more bounce, all that would have taken.
Bronx on the 30. Now, infield comes Mariner, but he's taken down. 15 metres from halfway, and a shot on the big screen of Jack Gajewski in his civvies, Zano.
Yeah, he's done. I spoke to Thompson, the manager, and he said, look, he was trying to have him out here, but he's going to have to give up, I think. And there he goes, Reece Walsh.
Left side shift, passes to Shibasaki over halfway to the 40, the 30, the 20, passes back infield to Walsh, and Reece Walsh scores! Oh, we've already had the Richter scale rumbled in Brisbane, but when you get a battle try like that, the cauldron's shaking. Reece Lightning scores. Finns 14, Broncos 12, kick to come.
Well, they rolled the dice, tackle 4 to try and get a 40-20. Young Katoa just missed it. And then the subsequent set at 6. They went down the left-hand side. Walsh onto Shibasaki, and he put a hole and got into the backfield. Shibasaki. Katoa was giving chase. Tried in vain to bring him down. Wasn't able to. Unfortunately, the ball was able to then get back into the hands of Reece Walsh. Reece Lightning, good night. You're not stopping him. And he finished a backline shot where he had a very big play in the start and 100% play in the finish. What a game of football we got on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen.
Reece Walsh, another man with Indigenous background, and I can't quite find his totem, but I'm sure he puts up a kangaroo here at the end after he scores the try. Just wonderful how he goes into the in goal. Doesn't quite do the goanna, but he stands up and he points the kangaroo up. So well done, Reece. That's outstanding, and I know he'd be very happy to score a try in Indigenous round.
This has had a really interesting sort of tit-for-tat scoreline. If Walsh converts here, we'll be back level again after Finns scored a converted try, Broncos answered. Finns scored a penalty goal, Broncos answered. Finns have scored a converted try. Now, should this kick go over, it will be answered, and we'll be back at par, so to speak. Walsh just to the left of the uprights converts his own try. And indeed, 14 all the scoreline with 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first half.
And Q, all the breaks, which resulted in all the tries, have come through the centres. So it's on the edge. So forget about the middle, forget about, you know, it's that D defender as the slide's happening, and it's the acceleration, it's the X factor players that are causing havoc, and then once they get into the backfield, they're carving the other team up. It's fantastic to watch because the line has resilience, but then the magic is what tears it apart on the edge.
14 all the scoreline. Second half's underway in that NRLW game across the ditch. Canberra leading 16-4 over the Warriors. Asako with the restart. So an important couple of minutes before the break. Ben Hunt catches it and gives it off to Tolte. And Tolte is tackled 15 in from the western side, 10 metres from that Caxton Street end of the ground. Ben Hunt with the pass infield to Ricky. So, indeed, Ben and Jaden Hunt playing for the Broncos tonight. Ricky plays it on the 20. Now to the left, Hetherington to Walters. Second man, Shibasaki. One-on-one taken out classically around the thighs by Avarillo. Played to Walters. Passes one man infield. Karapani without great gain just beyond the 30. As the Bronx trying to work their way upfield. Played to Pakes. Passes right for Carrigan. Keeps it moving through the hands to Ben Hunt. On to Walsh. Oh, beautiful fend and flick to Staggs on the edge. Gets through Hammer once, but not the second time. And then Staggs desperately flicks it infield. He was going over the touchline. Taken by Nicarima, who got a high tackle from Ricky. Penalty to the Finns.
Oh, we've got a minute and 10 seconds to go. Fine touch. Full set of 6 coming, Q. It's the excitement, the last bit of this magnificent first half for the Finns.
This is the very good parts of Reece Walsh today. The way it's almost as if, yeah, he's making very good decisions about when to pull what trigger today.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Well, I thought that might be the case. 88 games in, he's got enough rugby league IQ to know they need him now to make right decisions.
40 seconds to the break. Hold it, Zeno. We'll just get this play out away. Here's Kerr. 25 metres out in centre field. There's only half a minute and the scores are level. To the left, it's given on to Stone. Settling run. 18 metres out. The Finns will get the last crack before half-time unless there's an intercept. Marshall King to the left for Nicarima. Flat ball onto Lemu Elu. Cut down only 5 metres out. 17, 16. Tabu Aifido passes infield to Marshall King. Passes it back to Katoa. They were thinking field goal. He was rushed at and taken. Great work from Walsh and Ben Hunt. Last play for the Finns. Last play of the half. Nicarima from 20 metres out. Bombs. It'll come down 5 metres out. It's caught by Big Kerr. He's got men around him. Can't get an effective offload away. And that is the end of the half. That is the end of the half in Battle 6. And it's Brisbane and the Dolphins locked at 14 all. Broncos 14. Dolphins 14. After a we score, you score. First half of football. Hammer with the try converted for 6-0. Stags with the try converted for 6-all. Asako penalty. Walsh penalty. 8-all after 27. Avarillo with the try 8 minutes from halftime converted. Walsh with the try 3 minutes from halftime converted. 14-all after 40 minutes. Billy Moore.
Whet's the appetite? What I saw in the first half. I can't wait for the second half. Get back out there. Get this half-time over with. I want to see the second stanza. This, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the 6th edition, and that's the best half of football we've seen in this battle for Brisbane. It was frenetic. It was excellent in the way of X-Factor. It was excellent in the way of line speed and defence. And it was just creative at times, brilliant at best. There's everything to like about what I just saw from both sides. The coaches would be happy with what they saw. The completion rate, 77% for the Broncos, 80% for the Dolphins. You've got to be happy with that because of the speed of this game, the quality of the game. Going into the second half, it'll come down to mine. The ability, as I said, the break's coming on the edge. It's who can just get the best forward momentum and then pull the trigger on the edge. And that's where the Reece Walshes, the Trey Fullers, the centres, but Isaiah Katoa, at the moment, they're impeccable, the ability to pull a trigger at just the right time.
And here's a thought, and we never really thought about this. Just a quick one before you go to the news. Do you think, and just seeing that half, we saw Hammer go to the centres. It's like, oh yeah, they want to get Trey Fuller back into the team. I reckon Hammer into the centres is just as much about defending Katoni Staggs as it is what he does in attack.
Without a doubt.
From what we've seen.
We've seen how dangerous he is, and we've seen how dangerous Staggs is. We've seen how dangerous the Hammer is. But you've also got Trey Fuller. You've now got another point of attack. Because you've got to remember you've lost the best centre in the world, that Billy Moore thinks, and Herbie Farnworth. He's gone. So you've done a darn good replacement job, and they needed it because last week their back five was poor. This week they're much better. But I'm liking also the way they've evolved their attack. Kurt Donahue, he's playing a second 5'8" on the right side. So you've got Nicarima coming down the left. He's going down the right. So it's just widening the attacking plane and the options they've got to use.
Tasty 40 minutes from Battle 6 so far. Keep your messages coming on 0467 920 222. Please send us your name and where you are texting from. Broncos 14, Dolphins 14. Half-time on Saturday Night Footy from ABC Sport at the Cauldron. We'll be back here after a trip to the newsroom.
ABC News, I'm Eliza Getzi. Donald Trump has come away from his Alaska summit with Russian leader Vladimir Putin with no ceasefire agreement. America's editor John Lyons describes the event as a complete failure for the US president.
If this was a title fight, clearly Vladimir Putin won. He outmaneuvered Donald Trump. He got the meeting he wanted. He's back on the international stage. A year ago, the United States wanted Vladimir Putin arrested as a war criminal. Today, here in Alaska, the red carpet literally was put out for Vladimir Putin. And yet when the crunch came after the conference, he just said that we must eliminate the root causes of the problem, which has always been Vladimir Putin's words to justify the war. But at the end of the day, the killing and the war will continue, and Donald Trump was seen as completely lame and unable to do anything to stop it.
And Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says he's had a long and substantive conversation with President Trump in which he was informed about the main points discussed at the Alaska summit. He says Ukraine is ready for constructive cooperation and supports a trilateral meeting of leaders of the US, Ukraine and Russia. Staying overseas, rallies in the Serbian capital Belgrade have again turned violent, with police clashing with protesters. Here's the BBC's Grant Ferret.
The most intense exchanges between police and protesters took place in Belgrade, with fireworks, flares and tear gas. But there were further demonstrations elsewhere, including Serbia's second biggest city, Novi Sad. The change in recent days has been the appearance of crowds of government supporters, many wearing black and wielding clubs. It's unclear how many people have been hurt in the latest unrest. According to the Interior Minister, more than 120 police have been injured. The police have themselves been accused of using excessive force.
Back home, arrests have been made after a clash at a rally in Melbourne's CBD today, which left 3 police officers with minor injuries. More from Nate Woodall.
Police arrested 4 people, including a 21-year-old man who allegedly hit an officer with an umbrella during a scuffle with a group of counter-protesters this morning. Police set up barriers and deployed pepper spray to keep a group of about 80 counter-protesters separated from a Women Will Speak rally held by Women's Voices Australia, which describes itself on social media as working to strengthen sex-based rights. The counter-protesters were seen waving transgender pride flags as they marched through the CBD. 2 people were also arrested for allegedly possessing flares, and another man was arrested for allegedly refusing to move on.
The South Australian government says a global expert on harmful algal blooms will arrive in Adelaide this week. Don Anderson is the director of the US National Office for Harmful Algal Blooms and is on his way to Australia. SA Minister for Consumer and Business Affairs, Andrea Michaels, says his input will help the government better support the community.
To have him here and have his knowledge, working with our scientists to work out what it is that is happening. It's a changing situation. We need to have that scientific knowledge to be able to plan.
Investigations are underway after police fired at a stolen car in northern New South Wales early today. Officers tried to pull over a Toyota Land Cruiser with road spikes at West Kempsey, but they say the car didn't stop and drove at them before a senior constable fired their gun at the vehicle. No one was injured. The car was found burnt out nearby a short time later. And Canada's largest airline has cancelled a total of more than 600 flights, affecting more than 100,000 passengers ahead of a strike by cabin crew. Staff at Air Canada are said to be unhappy with proposals on wages and unpaid work. The strike comes at the height of the tourist season. Air Canada says it's extremely disappointed that industrial action has been called. And 2 US senators have criticised Meta's latest AI policy that lets its artificial intelligence chatbots have romantic or sensual conversations with children. Josh Hawley, a Republican, has written to Meta's founder, Mark Zuckerberg, to say that he's launched an investigation. Meta now says its chatbots will not be able to flirt or engage in romantic role-play with children. And a hiker's been found dead after being attacked by a bear while walking on a trail in northern Japan. Local police told news agency AFP the man in his 20s was hiking at Mount Raosu on the northern island of Hokkaido when he was attacked by a brown bear. And the Sharks have kept hold of their spot in the NRL's top 8 after demolishing the last-placed Titans, 54 points to 22. You're up to date with all the latest from ABC News.
Sean McAuliffe here, back to torment our brightest and best about the treasures they'd save from disaster. Get into trouble for that.
Brand new Sean McAuliffe's Eve of Destruction.
Fascinating, isn't it?
Wednesday nights on ABC TV and ABC iView.
The summer of cricket has arrived early.
Clubs it straight down the ground for 6. He's on the pull shot. Boy, did he get that.
White ball cricket takes centre stage in the top end as Australia take on South Africa.
Down for leg, the 4-finger goes up.
And it's on now on the ABC Listen.
Down the pitch, there we go. Bang.
Every ball live. Just click on the cricket button.
The 2025 NRL Premiership.
It's Indigenous round.
Played to Marshall King, swept left for Katoa, holds it, gives it, Toby Whitefido, hammer time in battle 6. The hammer goes in. Doesn't he love a battle 4-pointer? H passes down the right for Ricky. Gets into attacking territory, Jordan Ricky. Taken 41 metres out, quick play the ball. Another blindside right play for Walsh. Runs at the line, pops it to Stagg. Stagg running to his home corner. Oh, he's at home there. Nicarima. Infield runs Fuller. Taken down under the black dot by the tackle of Pakes and Hetherington. Last play, Dolphins. Marshall King passes right. It's with Donahue. Keeps it through the hands over. Rillo's going to go himself and score. Left side shift. Passes to Shibasaki over halfway to the 40, the 30, the 20. Passes back in field to Walsh. And Reece Walsh scores. Oh, we've already had the Richter scale rumbled in Brisbane. But when you get a battle try like that, the cauldron's shaking.
ABC Sport. Indigenous Round, recognising the contributions of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples to the game of rugby league.
Great to have you on board. Saturday, now night footy on ABC Sport. The natural light's gone, looking above the eastern stand. It's a gorgeous night in Brisbane. 14-all between the Bronx and the Finns. Earlier, Cronulla Sutherland 54 beat Gold Coast 22. We've got one more to come to complete the hat-trick on this Saturday of round 24. It's Souths and Parramatta at the footy stadium. Spriggy and the team have made the hot scoot from Ultimo in the boardroom out to the eastern suburbs. Spriggy.
G'day, Q. Well, this seems like a battle of two teams in a similar weight division, 16th versus 13th. So there are no finals permutations really, but they've each had 7 wins, and importantly, both had wins last start. Close ones too, last Sunday. And they do this event really well during Indigenous Round, whether it's here at Stadium Australia, as it was last year. It's a bit of a jewel in the crown of this weekend, or the Indigenous Round period. And they are two clubs with a great history of Indigenous footy players, and I'm sure it means a lot to the current players as well. The team news is a few moments away, but we expect Cody Walker will return tonight from the hamstring injury which he suffered back in round 17. So some 7 weeks ago, of course, Latrell was ruled out during the week, so a slight reshuffle in their outside back division. Bailey Bentley Harpay from wing to centre, Tyrone Munro onto that right wing, and that allows room for Cody Walker on the bench. Shaq Mitchell, the likely 18th man. While for Parramatta, we may expect the same 17 from the side that just scraped home against the Cows last week, unless they can find space for Isaiah Iongi, who is making his way back from a hand injury. So he's still on the reserves. We'll confirm that for you in a few moments' time. Winning's a habit, Louis, even if they've not had a great deal of them this year. But who do you think is better placed to make it 2 in a row here tonight?
I have to go Parramatta. I feel like they're really starting to find their mojo. I thought they were good last week. Mitch Moses, for me, is a massive key. And so many injuries for South Sydney. Again, another one out with Latrell Mitchell. Yeah. If he's in the side, you'd give him half a chance, because he has got a really nice silky pass when he comes out of fullback, especially on that left edge. You've got that beautiful combination with Alex Johnson. Who knows, he might have got those 3 tries tonight too if he was out there. But who knows how it's going to unfold. But I do believe that Parramatta should get this win if they turn up to win tonight.
Michael Carianis, the Eels are a different side with Mitch Moses back in, as he has been for a little while now. He was the hero last week, and obviously the halves battle is where they probably have the edge there as well.
Yeah, no doubt. I think the fact that Mitch Moses is playing and will tip the favour towards the Eels there, Spriggy, because he's such a world-class player.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
and just some news around Cam McInnes.
Yes, we were discussing earlier that.
Yeah, yep. David Rickett, my colleague on the Daily Telegraph, is just revealing that it looks like there's a fear that he's ruptured his ACL. Obviously didn't finish the game for the Sharks, limped from the field early, but the Cronulla Sharks captain has been sent for scans, but the initial fears are that he's ruptured his ACL, which is obviously huge news for the Sharks on the eve of the finals.
Absolutely. So big news out of the earlier game at Shark Park. As to the event here, I suppose, Louis, Alex Johnston, I've just got a funny feeling, and look, he's 4 tries away from the outright all-time try-scoring record. I mean, it's unlikely, but if he scores a try early, we'll have the belief that maybe he could go level tonight or something. It's all sort of part of the atmosphere of tonight, that he could well do something special.
Well, you never know. With Alex Johnston, he could score 3, he could score 6. He could score none, but he's a freak. He's been so good on that left edge. If Latrell Mitchell was playing, it'd be very, very interesting. I just feel like Jai Gray's more of a runner than he's a passer, and I think he'll get. That's what I'm going to say. He's going to get 2 tonight, 1 next week, and then the one on the last round of the year.
Okay, all right. Souths won 8 of their past 9 against the Eels. They have lost their past 3 games here at the Footy Stadium. Our referee is Jared Sutton. Bunker Matt Noyen. Rabbitohs Eels coming up here, Q.
Good on you, Spriggy. Great to hear Spriggy and the team in place at the footy stadium. So that's next. And I'm sure you won't mind if I share this. I just sent a text to Andrew Moore earlier today just to catch up with him. And he sent me a reply during that half, which basically says, I'm having my best day so far. It's been scary, but I'm getting through it, mate. Say hi to everyone. I'm sure he won't mind me sharing that. And by saying hi to everyone, I'm not just talking about our team here, but I'm sure to listeners as well, we thank you for your thoughts towards our colleague who, of course, unfortunately for him, sent a scare through us all after he suffered a heart attack earlier in the week, but he's been in very safe hands at Westmead. Maury, great to hear from you. Thanks. I hope you're enjoying the call. And this one isn't too much of a heart stopper. Bad pun, I know, but we use that phrase so often. You just take it easy there. 14 all here between the Broncos and the Dolphins. What's going to happen, Billy, in this second half? So much at stake with these two teams. Still with tough games to come and trying to find a way inside that top 8.
Yeah, there's so much to play for. The second half, hopefully it matches up with what we saw in the first half. Possession is so much the key here because the strike power both possess on the outside edges is really hard to contain.
So the Finns now running to the southern end, the Milton Road end in this second half. 14 all the score line, 5 previous instalments of the battle, 4 of them won by the Broncos. As Fuller makes a line break up to halfway to the 40. Oh, he dummies around Walt, makes him look silly. Billy Moore standing and applauding, and on return from an ACL, first set of the second half, Trey Fuller reminds us he's the best backup fullback in the comp. What a try!
He's the best young 28-year-old I've seen play rugby league. Game 12 at 28. It doesn't happen like that. What a start from the Finns. What a start from Trey Fuller. Every time he touches the ball, you talk about enthusiasm, Q. You said about how much enthusiasm he's got. He just tore that line apart. He's positioning his runners, copybook style, and Reece Walsh said, wait, I got too many brains for you. And Trey Fuller said, no, you don't. Threw a dummy, took off. Great work by the middle, I'd say the aged custodian at 28 years old. What a player.
Right hand fend, followed by a left foot step, followed by a dummy.
Wow.
That had all of the skills. He fended away from Carrigan, steps through Ricky, and then he's got Reece Walsh coming at him. I'm passing to the hammer. Nah, screw the hammer. I'm going myself, Zeno. What a try.
How good is it to have him back? The little man, he's got some speed, and so good to see him back. I can tell you that Christian Wolf said, boys, bring the heat. You've got to be more intense. He also said, let's try and really test them out wide, and already they've done that, and it's paid dividends.
That's a stunning story, and let alone a stunning try. Asako from straight in front converts, and we have hit the ground running in the second half of Battle 6. Finns back to the lead, 20 points to 14.
And conversely for the Broncos, Michael Maguire was asking for consistency and discipline. Well, there was pretty poor discipline there from Jordan Ricky and particularly Pat Carrigan. That was calling touch there, Billy. He didn't really put the shoulder in, did he?
No, you're right. Q, you mix in other sports. Do you see an example like that where you're 27, not sighted, and now you've played 12 games? Every time he's played in the NRL, those 12 games, he's torn players apart that have got much higher standings in the game. It's freakish.
Yeah, it is extraordinary. The late bloomer is a great story in any kind of sport. I mean, we got the cricket shortly. You think of Adam Voges and the amazing test average that he retired with after a very short career. But yeah, you got a thought? 0467 920 222. By the way, I'll give you news from the toss in Cairns when it comes to hand, because Australia and South Africa in that third T20, the deciding game, is coming up. And off the kick return, or the kick-off, already the return's beyond halfway for the Finns. Middle park, it's taken down by Donahue. 45 out, passes to the right for Fuller, who off the back of that try has another run. Walters makes the tackle. Last play for the Finns, 32 metres out, pass to the right for Katoa, who bombs at the end of the set. Walsh is underneath it, catches it far from his own line, tries to weave his way through like he's a dodgem at the Ekka, but can't get through. He stopped 15 metres from his own line. line. So now the acid goes on to the Bronx to try and settle after that explosive start. And really, and Zano summed it up well. The way that Carrigan and Ricky basically ambled up in defence as if, yeah, we're just going to settle into our work in the second half. And Fuller made them look silly. Here is Carrigan popping the ball off his right shoulder. And no way through for the run of Tulty. 10 inside his own half. Giving it the right edge for Ricky, who's put on his backside. Just inside Broncos territory. Last play of the set for Brisbane. Ben Hunt with the kick from halfway. High. It'll come down 15 out. Caught by Fuller. He runs laterally across the 20 and tries to straighten, but he's brought down midway goal line and halfway.
And just quickly, Ralph Tucker, our EP, has sent through a message saying that there's reports that Care McInnes has done his ACL, which is terrible luck for him. Of course, Trey Fuller came back for an ACL to play in this match, but yeah, bad luck there for the Sharks skipper.
Yeah, MC also giving us those unfortunate fears out of the Sharks camp at half-time. Thanks, Zano. Avarillo up to halfway. 4.5 minutes played second half. 20 points to 14 for the Finns. Played to Marshall King. Pass left and centre heel to Donahue. Runs at the line. Pass to Nicarina. At the line, pops it to the left, but no way through for... Who was that? He's holding his mouth.
They're complaining that the Dolphins player said he was hit high. Yeah, it is. Saying he was hit high. Instantly, about 4 players put their hands up. He's staying down, so it's going to be reviewed. So if it is high, it'll be transparent in the replay.
By the way, Cam from Carlo has texted, he liked my mixed metaphor of screw the hammer. He says, I'm not sure you understand tools.
you do. That's why you're not a handyman.
Exactly. It was said a little tongue-in-cheek.
There was a high shot, so I get a penalty off this. For mine right now, Zano, you said that Wolf said come out with enthusiasm and come with fire in the second half. They're bringing that right now, the Finns. They've got the jump on the Bronx.
Yeah, it's almost the exact opposite of first half, wasn't it? Where the Broncos in the first 10 minutes had all the ball and they were just powering through. The Dolphins have come out like there's a fire lit underneath them, and yeah, you'd think the way Osaka's going at the moment. Don't know though, Q, he's had a bit of a groin and a quad strain. It's going to be a fair kick, isn't it, from almost near the 40?
Wow, 35 metres out.
If you're backing him in, is it out, Zano? I'm backing him in.
Might think he's playing for the Wallabies at Ellis Park at altitude.
Oh. Apparently goes another 10 metres, I reckon.
Yeah. That's coming up in the early hours of tomorrow morning.
Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Does?
Yeah.
I spoke to Tate McDermott today, and he said, look, I do box kicks, so they don't really go that much further. He goes, but the long kickers, he said, they can go about another 5-10 metres, particularly the goal kickers. He said they go about another 20.
Osako to try and put it beyond the converted try and end the you score, we score, you score. As much as, Maury loves that. Yeah, we've tic-tac through that, but here's the kick to break the chain, and it's a successful penalty goal. By the way, Zano, he kicked that dead by 15 metres.
Yeah, there you go.
From 35 metres out.
No injury niggles for Osako. What am I talking about?
Dolphins 22, Broncos 14. Saturday night footy on ABC Sport.
Big crowd here, Q. Best guess, 70-30 Bronx. If it is, it's very quiet. The Broncos, the fans, they're sensing what we've talked about, what Zano mentioned that Wolf wanted. That they can sense that the Finns have come out with fire in the second half.
And mind you, in the NRLW, interesting story as well. The Warriors had 2 players sent off in the first half as the kick-off is being well fielded by Nicarima near the corner post. He put his leg over the touchline as he caught it. So, of course, that is out on the full and a penalty on halfway to the Dolphins. So another poor piece of footy from the Broncos there. Cody Nicarima, very smart, straddling that eastern touchline to ensure the Reece Walsh kick is deemed out on the full. Katoa kicks for touch, and the Finns will start this set off the kick-off only 30 metres from the Broncos line. That NRLW score, Canberra 12, Warriors 12, but Warriors down 2 players after a couple of what I've been told nasty incidents led to send-offs in the first half. Settling hit up taken by Kerr. Now Katoa running middle of the field, 20 metres out, passes to Donahue, runs into Ben Hunt, who's there, gets some help from Tulty, and also Staggs to make the tackle. 15 metres out, slightly left. Marshall King passes right in centre field. Katoa gives it on to Kerr. and Kerr is taken down on a straightening run. Only 10 metres from the Broncos line. Finn starting this second half brilliantly, right side ship. Telfer passes infield for Avarillo. He gives the ball to Stone, who almost gets his way through, but he stopped only a metre or so out. It was Donahue, in fact, to the left. Katoa gives it on to Nicarima, runs into a dead end, comes back right, passes on to Fuller. He's straightening at the line, but is cut down by a two-man tackle, 5 from the goal line. Last play, Marshall King scores from dummy half. A dummy and go, and JMK scores for the Dolphins. They have been shot out of a gun in this second half, the Finns, and lead it now 26 points to 14, kick to come.
Zayna, you need to go down and have a chat with the Bronx. They're still asleep. I just want to watch the film there. They brought up Carrigan, and you just see that they look bereft. They're glassy-eyed. They can't believe what's happened here. They've come out to play. They know they're playing for their season right here, right now, the Finns. They know they can grab hold of a semi-final spot or go really close to it by getting a win here against Big Brother, and they're playing brilliant football. They're playing smart, they're playing direct, they're playing with enthusiasm, and they're leaving the Broncos in their wake. Well done, the boys from the Peninsula.
And you know what else? They've scored all these points with Payne Haas off the field. He's coming back on. I think there's a bit of panic set in the Broncos. They assured me at halftime that he was okay, but he's coming out now. And Ben Hunt, he's laying down the law in that huddle for the Broncos. I don't think they expected this, Billy. What have they had? They've had 2 tries, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty and 2 conversions on them since the half-time break.
Yeah, 14 points in 9 minutes. Should Osako knock this over? And he is in the easiest of positions. 10 metres out, straight in front, kicking to the southern end, raises the flags. The Dolphins 28, lead the Broncos 14, repeating. Finns come in 10 wins, 10 losses. Broncos 11 wins, 9 losses. So if the Finns win this, it'll knock the Roosters back out of the top 8 for the time being. But I don't like doing live ladders because they make me nervous.
No, but
it's fraught with danger, but that was one thing that we did pick up, Zano, wasn't it? Going into the game. Finns win, Roosters out of the 8 for now.
Yeah, and can I say something else? If I can be a little bit selfish, I'm in the battle of my life in fantasy football, and I didn't choose Osako. He's been sitting unused on my bench queue, and I'm about to cry.
Oh, well, he's got 6 from 6 tonight. Jeremy Marshall-King, by the way, 3 tries for the season. And again, the Dolphins running this ball up. That kick-off does stay in the field of play. And it all came off the back of smart play from Nicarima.
Correct.
Ensuring that the kick went into touch, and they started the set 30 out instead of on their goal line.
And this set, they've walked up the field. This is tackle 4, and they're about to cross halfway. They are moving down the middle of the park with ease.
Stone had a good run. Now Fine Fuiaki to halfway, played to Marshall-King. And energy for young Taffa, taken only 32. Oh no, that's Fuller coming in. My apologies. Fuller with the run. Last play, they run it to the right. Katoa gives it to Avarillo. Fends away from Walters. Runs back in field. Laterally across the 20. Pass to centre field for Nicarima. Numbers on the left if they get it there. Pass from Lemu Elu to Tabuai Fido. Takes them on. Dies with the ball on the last. As the cover defence on the right eventually, in Mariner and Staggs, got there to stop the hammer handover. And the Bronx just need to complete a set and get to the other end of the park because they have been dominated in this opening 10 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, this is probably their most important set of 6 in this game, the Dolphins. They've got to get to the kick tackle. They can't afford a mistake.
Late bloomers, we've got Troy Bayliss in the Superbike, thanks Hillbilly from WA, and James Podsy-Atley, the Geelong full forward, who played a lot of VFL footy before being part of the Cats 2011 Premiership. Thank you from Wayne and Mildura, speaking about Trey Fuller's impact in the latter part of his 20s. Broncos have got the ball, 12 from halfway. Almost 12 minutes played second half, 28-14 to the Finns. Walsh under pressure as he kicks downfield. But it's a good kick. It's a 40-20 from Reece Walsh. Just when the Broncos needed it, he was just inside the 40. And you're right, the Steedon went over the eastern touchline, only 19 metres from the Caxton Street end. But that is a diamond at the time required from Reece Walsh.
And he's had a lot of diamonds tonight. He's had one semi-rock, and there's a big set of 6. Can they defend this, the Finns?
So this is what Brisbane needed. A chance to attack. First carry taken forward by Tuldy. He's 10 out. Second carry, Hetherington stopped under the sticks. Only 3 metres from the goal line at the Caxton Street end. Pass to the right from Smoothie through Walters to Ben Hunt. Holds it. Gives it to the edge. Mariner beats 2. Scores in the right corner. Oh, this is a battle beauty. And there's still 28 minutes to go. Bronx hit back. Finns 28, Bronx 18. Kick to come as Dean Mariner saw the rushing left side defence, kept his cool, kept his footing, and charges in to score his 6th try of the season.
We said that was going to be the Bronx most important set of 6 in this game, and it resulted in a great passage of play, culminating with the 40-20 by Reece Walsh. No error, great diamonds moment to finish with. That next set of 6 just shows you, we talked about the key at halftime was possession, because there's so much strike power, Q, in both sides. Getting the ball to the edge will bear fruit nearly every time in this game, especially as fatigue sets in. Ben Hunt threw more dummies than you've seen in the baby shop, and eventually gets the ball onto Mariner. Wow, what a passage of play. And Mariner plenty of work to do. He beat 1, 2, 3 players. He beat Nicarima and the hammer in that passage. Great finish by the winger. Great work by the Bronx. Back into the game.
And we know that without Adam Reynolds, the Broncos have lost their last 6 games, but Ben Hunt's a pretty good replacement. He's got 6 try assists for the year, mostly out of hooker this season, and of course last year led the try assists with 30. And what's going on over there, Q? Reece Walsh is he being told he can't take the kick, that they're still having a look at it?
Well, he was just about to go for it, and now Wyatt Raymond says, yep, that's all right. No trainers getting in the way out there, Zono?
No, not at the moment. I can tell you the kicking tee, there's been a few problems with the ball kids running them out and either staying there and then being told to get off the field or just leaving them out there and not actually going to collect them. So there's been a few little problems with ball kids.
So Reece Walsh again just swaying his left hands to try and get that rhythm for the kick. 5 in from touch on the right, 25 metres out, raises the flags. Walsh is a perfect 4 from 4, and Battle 6 is living up to every expectation. Dolphins 28, Broncos 20, 26 and a half minutes to go in the NRL W. Canberra 20, lead the Warriors 12.
It's exceeded my expectation, Q. After last week, both sides comprehensively beaten. The Dolphins were thrashed, but it's been a great game of football, exciting, skillful, tough. And as you said, there's still 26 and a half minutes to go.
You know how I was talking about the Roosters dropping out of the 8 and how I'm not confident of live ladders? No, I'm scratching that for the rest of the year, because I've just been told from Brad and a few texters as well that if the Broncos lose by 12, that means their points differential gets under the Roosters, so the Roosters would stay in on points differential and the Bronx would be out of the 8. So there you go. As soon as I dare tread near that demilitarised zone, I put my foot in a landmine. But the live ladder is tough when you're trying to call live football. Anyway, it's Dolphins 28, Broncos 20. Bronx with the ball off the kickoff, mid-set, Hetherington up to the 30. He's taken down there by the tackle of Stone. Ball played to Smoothie, given a Walsh who bounces off a couple, running like a middle forward, pops the pass to Haas, who's back out there. Flat-footed, Payne gets going, offload to the right for Ricky. All pretty lateral stuff before Ricky is stopped 5 from half play. Played to Smoothie, given blindside right for Walsh at the line. Puts Staggs through a hole to the 30, passes infield to Mariner, to the 20, passes infield to Walters. Walters kicks left, caught by Karapani. Try of the year. That is absolutely brilliant, Broncos. That's the battle best. Wow. Beat that! Beat that! Rugby League, you beautiful thing. 28-24, kick to come. And it stunned Billy Moore. He can't talk. It must be bloody good if you can't can't say anything.
Oh, mate, I'm watching your call. You are the best. That's outstanding the way you call it. What a try, as you said. The Broncos just kept the ball alive. Their passion play. They knew they had the Finns on the rack, and they made them play. Reece Walsh touched the ball twice in that set of six. He's having a diamond game tonight. But you're right, the money ball was Billy Walters playing at a position 5'8", showed impeccable Adam Reynolds' vision in the blink of an eye. He gets hold of the ball backing up and realised he stepped inside Trey Fuller. Wait on, there's got to be space somewhere. And where was it? It was 30 metres away on the end of a pinpoint kick that anyone in the Brisbane Lions would have been happy to deliver to one of their teammates. What a kick on the way through to finish off a Karipani try. What a game of football. What a performance from both sides. That passion play, Broncos at their best.
Oh, how good is football, Q? I'm with you, mate. That was absolutely awesome. 44,350 people, most of them Broncos fans here tonight, and they absolutely love that. Karipani scored 7 tries in his career. I doubt he's ever going to score a better one. What about the work by Billy Walters to sight the kick, but also beautiful offloads on that edge, and Jordan Ricky doing well as well.
Did you hear that, Zono? Billy Moore silenced. I'll never forget that. We've been calling the footy for 10 years. I've never heard Billy just go quiet, in awe. Walsh from out on the left. Cauldron erupts again.
He's having a diamond game, isn't he, at the moment, Walsh?
28-26. 28-26, Finns in front. Still 24 minutes to go.
Remember we talked about, you asked me, how's it going to play out? And I said it's all about possession. Oh, that's obvious. But this is a game of possession because every set of six, they're throwing so many questions at the defensive line. They're testing it everywhere that all it takes is back-to-back sets, like we've just seen, and bang, there's 12 points. It's just breathtaking to watch.
Dare I say it, we're getting close to the kind of intensity and drama we had in that unbelievable purple patch 2015-2016 Bronx v Cowboys games.
Correct, I concur.
Are we getting there?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. So let's hope the rest of it lives up to it. And to think of the names that are missing, the host of stars that aren't playing, shows you it's not just about the individuals, it's about the two teams and what they mean for each other and against each other. Broncos beyond the 30. Hetherington plays the ball, Pakes passes left for Ben Hunt, gives it on to Tolte, who's done his bit since coming off the bench. Tolte taken 5 inside his own half into the set. Smoothie passes right for Ben Hunt, boots it downfield from his own 40, or it's going to be let bounce by Fuller and also young Fahu. Fuller takes it and he's rocked by the tackle of Smoothie. 18 metres from the Finns line. Played there to Katoa. Give it on to Nafahu. And he's put back. Passes there to make the tackle along with Ricky. So after the Finns scored 2 tries at the start of the half, the Broncos have burst back in, and now a loose carry from the Finns.
And I think Ricky's the guy who's either the protagonist in the tackle. Whoever it was rattled him, and that's a big play because it might be Tolte, because in the end what that does, Hetherington.
No, I think it was Jade Hunt. It was a good hit too.
I said it off the bench, it must be the other one. Yeah. But you're right, that now gives the Broncos a chance. Centre field scrum, Zano, 30 out. After what we've seen so far in the second half, you'd have to back a try sometime in this set of 6.
Oh, this is great footy. Let's see how they go. Broncos with the scrum cue. They're going left or right.
So centre field scrum here, 30 metres out.
Go right to Walsh.
Indeed. Smoothie off the right, gives it to Walsh, who puts the goose step on, and he left Nicarima absolutely befuddled. Lemuelu makes the tackle. 18 metres out on the right. One man back to centre field for Hetherington. Rocked in a solid tackle, but stopped a dozen metres out. Played to Smoothie. Gives it to Haas. Bursts through 2. Carries 3 to within the goal line. He's actually on his back and turtled in the in-goal area. He'll have to go out to the 10 to play it. Held up. So Payne Haas gets up and jogs back to the 10. Doesn't want to waste any of this momentum. 28-26, Finns over the Broncos in battle 6. Smoothie to Ricky, right side. Nice tackle by Lemuelu, puts him down. Played to Smoothie, pass left and centre field. Ben Hunt pops it up to Hetherington. He's cut down. Centre field, 11 metres out. Last play says referee Raymond. To the left, Ben Hunt at the line. Grubber for the Ingo. Tolte! Tolte touches down. And the Broncos lead. A little grubber. And Ben Tolte makes it 3 tries in a row for the Broncos. They are dancing in the aisles at the Cauldron. Bronx 30, Finns 28. Ben Tolte puts the Broncos back in front.
How do you replace a player of Adam Reynolds' calibre? You?
Well, you get a bloke
who's played 348 games.
Who plays his 350th game next week.
He's played 20 Origins, I think might be about 15 tests. The guy's a superstar, and cometh the hour, cometh the man. I said it about Reece Walsh, but I said it about Ben Hunt before the game started. That it's a paradox, almost a blessing in disguise. Now those two players have to stand up because they've lost Man, they've lost Reynolds, and they have tonight, under the pressure of the Finns that are red hot, they have turned in a 5-star performance. The game's not over. There's still 20 to go, and anyone that thinks the Finns are dead and buried is kidding themselves. But right now, it's an avalanche, a tsunami going to the Broncos, points-wise.
And Q, you've been talking about the fairy tale of Trey Fuller. What about Ben Tolte, 26 years of age, been playing for Billy's old club, North Sydney, in the New South Wales Cup, been playing for Burleigh. All of a sudden, he's in the NRL. He's got 3 tries in 5 games. Go the big fella.
Reece Walsh, slightly left of the uprights, looking to keep this perfect record intact for the night. 5 from 5, make it 6 from 6. And he's 12 from 12 on the season, Reece Walsh, with his boot. Obviously entrusted with that role now with Adam Reynolds out of the team for the short-term future. Brisbane 32 lead the Dolphins 28. Meanwhile, in the NRLW, amazing scenes there. The Warriors have been playing with 11 players after 2 were sent off early in the game, and they're still in that game. Canberra 20 lead the Warriors 16. So that's quite the story developing there. Sharks and Broncos NRLW winners earlier today. Meanwhile, at Shark Park, the Sharks flogged the Titans 54-22 in that earlier NRL game. Souths and Para to come from the footy stadium. Kick-off taken on the goal line by Mariner of Brisbane, crushed into by the defensive Stone, and he stopped short of the 10. Smoothie in a dummy half. Hetherington knocks on, taken by the Dolphins. They pass to the right. Katoa holds it up. They're a bit sort of flat-footed, as you expect. They were expecting to defend, not to attack. Give it to Averillo, who's tackled. But an error from Hetherington. And now the Dolphins have got the ball 12 metres out. Peter Holler's on a straightening run. He's tackled 5 to the right of the uprights. 5 from the Broncos line. Marshall King passes left and centre field. Nice defence in the face of Katoa. Ben Hunt read that, knocked down his opposite 7 as soon as he caught it. 12 metres out, back to the right, loose hands out the back, knocked on, no. Fuller picks it up, Donahue had a fumble out the back, not knocked on. Fuller picks up and has tackled 15 out. Marshall King to the left, Donahue through the hands, Katoa, second man Nikarima, overlap, pass to the edge for young Nafahu. He has to fling the ball in field, the touchline was too close, knocked on by Nikarima. Broncos right side defence saves the day. Knock on Dolphins.
Well, I was going to say it's paramount that the Finns get some field position, and they were gifted off a mistake by Kobe Hetherington. They almost looked like in that set of 6, they were surprised to get the ball. They hadn't quite planned on it. They looked clunky, and they weren't at their best. It was unfortunate because that's the best field position they've had in the last 10 minutes. But that's the secret for this game. You've got to get field position, and then when you have it, you've got to make the opposition pay.
Yeah, they just feel like they've dropped their momentum. Remember, they came out all guns blazing, started the second half, and all the momentum's now with the Broncos. Q as Shibasaki goes for a charge.
17 and a half minutes to go. Saturday night footy on ABC Sport. If you have tuned in just recently, 14 all at half-time. Dolphins exploded out to a 28-14 lead. Broncos have hit back with the last 3 tries and lead 32-28. Quentin Hull, Billy Moore and Zane Bojack with you at the Cauldron. in gorgeous conditions on this Saturday night of round 24. Bronx have got the ball on their own 30. Payne Haas rumbles left side of the ruck, keeps his thighs pumping. Tatoa's holding on to make the tackle. Haas will have to play it. 15 in from the left, 10 from halfway. 1 man infield. Tolte got crashed into by Stone. Stone gets up. He's okay. Tolte's now finished off by the tackle of Tulfa on halfway. Left side shift Bronx. Walters' pass is knocked on by Shibasaki. Knocked on the left edge, so that comes to naught as they ran it on the last handover. Dolphins ball, by the way. The Raiders have hung on in that dramatic NRLW game across the ditch with the Warriors playing the most of that game 2 down. Raiders have won it 20 points to 16. Raiders 20, Warriors 16 in the NRLW.
Well, great effort there by the Warriors to make it. They've not gone here. The Finns take what they didn't need. They finally
Peter Holler
got another opportunity. That's at a 6 inside the Broncos half, and they've come up with a fundamental mistake. They've got to get it out of their game if they're hoping to get the 2 points here tonight.
So, I was just double checking that scoreline. Who was the guilty party?
Sarko, Q.
It was Jermaine Asako, yeah. They had
played too quick.
Yep, okay.
Well, what they've got to show now, Q, is resilience in defence. The Finns have got to stop this set of 6. They can't afford any more points.
Reece Walsh, right side of the scrum, went on halfway. Beats Nikarima, straightens before the hammers there along with Lemuelu to make the tackle. Dare I say it, Bronx fans, it's been one of Reece Walsh's best games of the year, and now he's holding the back of his neck saying, give me a penalty, I've had to crush a tackle. And Wyatt Raymond, you just walk in, the trainer's running out there. What are you seeing on the replay, Billy?
Subtle, a little bit. The second effort there by the defence. It does cause a movement of the head down, squash the chin a bit. Yeah, okay.
So it's on report. Who was it?
Nikarima. Yeah, he made a second effort of pushing Walsh down.
Well, that'll be a penalty, which they need to kick the 2 to go out by 6, you'd think. 32 to 28 the scoreline.
I think Walsh got to take the 2, so definitely not an easy one, but the way he's kicking tonight, you'd think he's...
Well, now he's okay to take the kick, but you think it was justified?
The penalty? Yeah, it qualifies as a crusher.
And look, I was on duty last Sunday, and the difference between taking a moment to let the refs look at it, and when we praised Jaden Campbell for getting up and playing the ball quickly at the end of that Titans loss to Souths when a penalty for a high shot would have perhaps first forced golden point, but here, well, Reece Walsh stays down and draws the penalty. So what's the better play? There's a philosophical way to look at it and a professional way to look at it.
Yeah, and that's what the coaches will chew over and go, get the penalty.
Get the penalty.
That's what they'll be saying.
Yep. So, I mean, the players have got to do their best to win the game, which, you know, as much as we might say, yeah, well done, JC, for getting up. You know, Reece Walsh stays down there and gets the shot for the 2.
One thing is, if he, at least for the Finns, at worst 2 points, they've been bleeding too many points every time Brisbane come down the park.
So the lead at the moment is 4. There's still 14 and a half minutes left in the game. It's 32 to 28. Broncos over the Dolphins. It's a ripping battle. Here comes Walsh out on the right with his left boot. Oh, the rugby league gods have said, get up and play the ball. He's missed it to the left. Oh, dear, the theatre of it all. That's his first miss, no goal, and they were on the attack, and now we've got the old 20-metre dropout with the penalty goal being kicked dead.
Well, this whole game could rest around this set of 6 defensively for the Finns. As I said, they've got to stop the bleed. They've got to corduroys it here and now.
So it was a bit of a wobbly dropout. We don't see too many 20-metre dropouts these days from a penalty missed gone dead. Karapani taken on halfway. Now Jensen rolls forward down the middle third, taken 43 metres out. 13 and a half minutes to go. It's Battle 6 on ABC Sport. Broncos lead by 4. Left side shift. Walters onto Walsh. Gets through Averillo and Katoa. And he got through Finay Fuiaki as well before he's tackled 20 metres out. Oh, Walsh has stepped up tonight. Plays the ball 20 metres out. Smoothie passes infield to Hetherington. He can't get through a three-man tackle. Fuller's there along with Donahue and also Marshall King. Played to Smoothie. Passes infield to Haas. Haas trying to step through tackles. Loose offload out the back. Cleaned up by Hetherington. That's okay. Hetherington's tackled though. And jammed into the turf. 9 metres out. Last play Bronx. It's Smoothie passing to the right. Ben Hunt chips out towards the Stags right wing. Stags leaps over. Tabulo Vito catches brilliantly. Scores the try. Katoni Stags in a marking duel with the hammer. And Stags scores the try. 4 tries in a row for the Broncos. 12 and a half minutes to go. And it's Brisbane 36, leading the Dolphins 28. Kick to come.
Well, that's phenomenal scoring, mate, by the Broncos. 4 tries in a row. 4 tries in... what's that?
53, 55, 59 and 68 minutes.
Phenomenal speed of
About
scoring.
15, 16 minutes.
4 tries, so 1 every 4 minutes. There's no resilience in the Finns' defensive line right now. As I said, that's where they had the corduroys it right then, right there. They got the tackle 5, but Hunt puts up a brilliant kick, isolates Stags on hammer. Stag wins that battle and potentially wins the game now for the Broncos. What a game of footy. What a passage of play the last 16 minutes by the boys from Red Hill.
And what about Katoni Stags? It was the exact opposite diagonal from when he did it last time. That was in the first ever battle, wasn't it, Q? He just did that. This is our house. And all the banners that are saying this is our house, this is our home, they're all packed up and put up for everyone to see. He loves it, Katoni Stags. He loves this battle. He's a former Redcliffe Dolphin himself growing up. And so he loves every time he takes on this team. But he loves playing here, Q, and he loves scoring tries.
2 tonight for Katoni Stags, 8 for the season. And Reece Walsh will try and convert from 10 in from touch on the right and 25 metres out. Well, you hear the build-up and sometimes you just don't get anywhere near expectation. This has surpassed it, certainly in an entertainment perspective and the stakes as well. Brisbane 11 wins, Dolphins 10 wins. The Finns trying to make the finals for the first time in just their 3rd season. Here's Walsh out on the right, conversion attempt, struck with his left. Flags raised. 7 goals from 8 attempts for Reece Walsh. And now it's a 10-point lead for the Broncos with 11 minutes to play. Broncos 38, Dolphins 28.
You look at it, Q, we've had 66 points scored in 69 minutes. Now, is that premiership winning defence from either of these two sides? That's the question mark you've got to ask. But attacking-wise, you can only do what's in front of you, and they're both playing exceptionally well, but the last 15 minutes, the Broncos have been scintillating, and the Dolphins just cannot stop.
Meanwhile, sorry, Billy, kick-off is caught, and the first carry just beyond the 10. So we've got the cricket decider coming your way as well on the Listen app. Australia has won the toss and has elected to chase runs. They've sent South Africa into bat, that 3rd and final T20 international. It's live now on the Listen app from Cairns. We'll keep you up to date. Aussies winning the toss, South Africa to bat first. 10 and a half minutes to go here. Broncos mid-set beyond the 30 through Haas. Carrigan's jammed on an aggressive tackle there from Lemu Elu. Carrigan will play at 10 from halfway. Given on to Jensen. Runs down the middle 3rd. Gets to halfway before being stopped. Rep Raymond says that's 5. Into the set for the Bronx. Smoothie passes for Ben Hunt. From halfway, a high kick downfield. It's left at and caught by young Nafahu. 15 from his own line. Defensive left corner. Stags and Karapani. And Ricky pushing back a metre or 2. Finns will start this set 12 metres from their own line. Long pass towards centre field. Fuller's on the back foot. Reeled in quickly by Smoothie here. The Broncos really manning up in defence in their set. Dolphins still inside their own 10 as Asako will take play 3, still 9 metres from his own line. Great work from the Broncos here. Katoa gives it on to Avarillo. Right side of the ruck and up to the 20, stop just short thereof. Will get to his feet. Plays the ball to Marshall King, left and centre field from Donahue to Nicarima to Fuller to the hammer on the left edge. Puts it under his wing, has a run taken down by Mariner. out on the defensive right for the Broncos. Last play, Dolphins. They're 15 inside their own half. So Nikorima has to kick downfield. It's a wobbler. Caught on the full by Walsh, 25 from his own line. Accelerates over the 30. Almost gets to the 40 before being stopped. The tackle made there by Finay Fuiaki. And they held down. So 6 more here for the Bronx as Karapani's rushed at by the tackle of Stone. 5 inside his own half. Now Waltz is out of dummy half. A little skip and pass. Shibasaki gets through a tackle before being tackled only 35 metres out. 9 minutes to go. Brisbane lead by 10 points. And the Bronx are looking to kill off their local rivals in this set. Haas is standing. He's going to play the ball. 25 out, 15 in from the left. Smoothie passes centre field. Through Carrigan to Ben Hunt. Men in motion to the right. Walsh onto Staggs. Staggs into the hammer. And the hammer makes the tackle around his ankles. Staggs the play it out on the right. 15 metres out. Pass back to left and centre field through Walsh. Given on to the straightener from Jensen. Last play called by the referee. Broncos 10 metres out. Blindside right. Smoothie to Ben Hunt. Given on to Ricky. Tackle. Handover. Great defence from Nikorima in company with Lemu Elu. It keeps the Finns with a pulse. There's 8 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Broncos lead 38-28, Billy Moore.
Oh, that's their best defensive set of 6 in this second half. Now they've got to get down the other end of the park. They've got to get their nose through this defensive line of the Broncos. Play the ball quick.
Tabuai Fide gives it on to young Taufa. And old Taufa takes the tackle. Still 15 from his own line. Marshall King passes right. Donahue to Katoa. Second man, Nikorima over the 20. Gives it on to Avarillo. Dummy and off he goes. Little flick pass infield. And good defence in the end from Walters coming across to make the tackle on the Sarko near the Indigenous Round logo. Shift back to the left edge. From right all the way out to the left. Lemu Elu. Dummy straightens. Thinks of the offload. Doesn't give it. Taken 10 in from the left. 5 from halfway. Marshall King. Is that a knock on a dummy half? No. Kick goes downfield from Fuller. It rolls, sits up near the dead ball line. Doesn't go dead. Taken by Walsh. Deep in his in-goal area. Runs into the field of play and goes to ground to take the tackle. 3 metres from the southern in-goal area. 7 minutes to go. Broncos 38. Dolphins 28. Battle 6 humming from the cauldron on ABC Sport.
Well, they're not thinking they're dead and buried yet. The Dolphins are turning up the intensity in their defensive set of 6. They've got to keep the Broncos down this end of the park.
Walters on a blindside run. Taken 15 from his own line, 10 in from the western touchline. 44,350 in the house. And they're seeing arguably the best edition of the 6 battles so far. Now to the right, Carrigan to Ben Hunt. Pass to the edge for Ricky. He's on the 30. Can't get to the 40 though. Good defence from Tabuai Fido. Nikorima and Lemuelu stop him. Ball played. Mariner comes in to be a dummy half almost belatedly. Gives the pass to Ben Hunt. Kick downfield. Taken on the 20. Bit of a juggle from Asako, but he caught it. He's over the 30. Up to the 40 on the kick return before being stopped. 10 points the lead to the Broncos. Dolphins have got 6 minutes left. They've got to score in this set or next.
This is an attacking masterclass from both sides. It's exciting to watch, Q. It's brilliant football.
Asako runs into the defence of Smoothie. Taken 45 metres from the Broncos line. Plays the ball to Marshall King. Pass left and centre field for Donahue. Pop pass to Taufa. Tackled by Ricky. Dolphins are 35 metres out and centre field. 5 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. Bronx lead by 10. Marshall King to the right. Donahue to Katoa. Shows it. Gives it on to Fuller. Fuller is almost got through the tackle. Yeah, ref said hell. Walters did enough to tackle him. Last play, Dolphins 22 out in the right. Marshall King passes to Katoa. Bombs on the head of Walsh. The hammer leaps. It's bouncing. It's taken by the Broncos, Shibasaki, and he is tackled 8 from his own line. Don't know whether it was knocked on from the hammer. Doesn't matter anyway. The Broncos have got it 10 from their own line.
He won the jump there. The hammer came off his shoulder.
Ben Hunt almost finds a little space. Does this game even threaten to just slow down with the Broncos leading by 10? Jensen with a carry down the centre, midway goal line and halfway when taken. Finns led at 28 to 14 after scoring the first 2 tries of the second half. The Bronx have scored the next 4. It's been stunning football. Haas down the middle third, fends away from the defence, running laterally across the 40, takes contact, offloads to Ricky, over halfway, Ricky's pass goes to deck. He didn't know whether Mariner was going to run the eastern touchline or come in field, and it went between both of those decisions and over the touchline.
Could that be the little window of opportunity the Finns need, Zano, because they're playing the ball, they're 38 out from their own line, but if they can put a try on in the next set of 6, they've still got 4 minutes to play, and anything can happen in this battle of Brisbane 6.
Oh, you could throw a hanky over them. They're so fatigued at the moment, Billy. I don't think they've got the energy, but they're going to try.
It's going to happen now for the Finns. They trail by 10. There's 4 minutes left. They've got the ball, tough attack, and 45 out. Play to Marshall King, given to Katoa. Passes to Fuller, who gets through the tackle of Walters after a little bobble and then taken down by the second phase of defence, 32 metres out. Marshall King to the left for Donahue. Given to Katoa, second man Nicarima. Nicarima comes in field, taken by Ben Hunt, 19 metres out, 15 in from touch on the left. Played to Marshall King, blindside, little move to the hammer. He's taken, he's 8 metres out, 5 in from touch on the left. Last play, Finns, last roll of the dice for Battle 6. Katoa's grubber is knocked on by Jensen. Hold that thought, not last roll of the dice just yet, because the Dolphins will get another set, 10 metres out straight in front.
3 minutes 20 to go, Q. There's still plenty of time. They've got to score this set of 6, though.
Yep, it's got to happen. It's got to happen on this trip downfield. Broncos 38, Dolphins 28. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left. Centre field scrum 10 metres out for the men from the Peninsula.
They're missing someone at the back of the scrum. No one's going in there.
Penalty goes to the Dolphins.
They intentionally gave that penalty away.
Now, just explaining to Pat Carrigan, there was only 5 in the scrum from the Broncos.
The whole point is that with the scrum, there's 5 people out of the defensive line, so it's a shame they get a chance to run that play.
So a tap and go here from the Finns. Toughest taken down under the black dot and 3 metres out. Place to Marshall King. Swings it left to Donahue. Inside line from Lemuelu. Great tackle from Ricky and Walsh. Put him down. Midway goal line and left touch. Only 5 metres out. Marshall King open to the right. Passes there for Donahue. Given to Katoa. Shows it, gives it. Averillo knocks it on. Averillo knocks it on. You can breathe, Broncos fans. You can breathe. I think you've got Battle 6 sewn up. Knock on from Averillo. 2.5 minutes on the clock. The Bronx lead by 10 and they'll have the ball.
Katoa brilliantly created the overlap. He showed on the inside twice. Then they allowed him to get on the outside and square up Shibasaki. Averillo was in a hole with unmarked outside in Jermaine Asako. He drops the ball. Had he got it to his winger, try scored. Unfortunate for the Finns. Great play, but didn't bear fruit.
As that play was ensuing, I tell you, Payne Haas, he actually was high-fiving everyone, about to play for Samoa. Isaiah Katoa, he plays for Tonga. Q, they get to resume hostilities later on in October. We can't wait for that clash as well.
It seems a fair way off, but you're right, Zano. We're still waiting for the confirmation of that story, by the way, from Camp Haas anyway. Here's Ricky over the 20-metre line, and he's taken midway goal line and halfway. 14 all at half-time. Dolphins led 28-14, 10 minutes into the second half, but then the Broncos have scored the next 4 tries in the game. It's been a stunning exhibition of rugby league. 80 seconds left in it. Broncos with the ball. Reece Walsh, hasn't he had a hand tonight? Gee, can you name a better game that he's played this year, Billy?
No.
Yeah, he's been outstanding tonight in the absence of the likes of Mam and Reynolds. End of the set, Ben Hunt will kick downfield. It's a tumbler, which is taken on the bounce by Fuller. He pops it up to Young, to Vita Nafahu, runs it back and taken down at the Caxton Street end, 20 metres from the goal line. Is defending. So the Finns tightrope now looks like this. They go to Brookvale to play Manly. They've got the Titans here, and they finish up at Dolphin Oval against the Raiders to try and get into the finals for the first time. Bronx have got Newcastle in the Hunter, a trip to Townsville to play the Cowboys before finishing against the Storm here. Mucked up, play the ball from Asako, and that will allow...
They're going to challenge this, but
yeah.
I think they might get this challenge.
On-field ruling is that the ball carrier goes to the side, and that contributes to the breakdown. Lost Dolphins.
Well, if anything, Billy, it gives us a 28-second head start to get some oxygen back. This has been some 80 minutes of football.
Jermaine Asako's off his feet. There's no ball plan. There's a clear push from Payne half, which is ruck interference. This is a penalty. Challenge is successful.
Challenge upheld.
I think you need the break more than I do. Calling's been relentless. But this just quickly will leave the situation for the... Let's take the Finns, for example. They probably have to win at least two of those last 3 games.
Because they've got that good points differential, which obviously took a hammering last week, but it's still, well, after tonight minus 10, it's going to be about plus 109. And the Broncos will go to 12 wins, 9 losses, and a points differential of plus 114. Anyway, Dolphins run it right. Avarillo over the 40, up to the 30, taken down 21 metres out. The countdown takes place. Battle 6 will go down in the annals as one of the best so far. And the Broncos have got the bragging rights with a brilliant surge in the second half. Broncos win 38-28 over the Dolphins, having been 28-14 down 10 minutes into the second half. What a game. Stags with 2 tries. Walsh, Mariner, Karapani and Tolte also scoring. Walsh kicking 7 from 8. While for the Dolphins, Tabuai Fido, Avarillo, Fuller and Marshall King, the try scorers. Azarko 4 conversions and 2 penalty goals for 6 from 6. Bronx at 12 and 9. Finns at 10 and 11. Broncos 38. Dolphins 28. We'll get some reaction from Zeno, Billy's Boats, and stick around the footy stadium with the Bunnies and Eels not far away. What a game.
That's one of the best games of rugby league I've seen from an entertainment point of view, not from a defensive specialist point of view, but that was brilliant to watch. It was end-to-end action, creativity across the park from so many different players, and they made the defence pay every time there was an opportunity. Great to watch. But for the Finns, it now puts them in harm's way. As I said, I think they'll win 2 of their last 3 at least. So that won't be easy because they've got to go to Manly. They've got to go to Canberra. Not easy places to win at.
No, they play Canberra at home, but they played up at Dolphin Oval in the last round. So just repeating, Manly at Brookvale, Gold Coast here, Canberra at Dolphin Oval. They're the last 3 for the Finns, who are 10 wins, 11 losses. For the Bronx, Newcastle in the Hunter, the Cows in Townsville, and Melbourne here. Zane.
I'm down here with a man who, well, when you were off, they were scoring points, the Dolphins. When you came back on, wowee, you put 4 tries in a row, Payne Haas. So that's an amazing battle of Brisbane. How good was that win?
I don't know, mate. Yeah, I thought we were pretty poor tonight, mate, to be honest. And, we're just lucky we escaped there. But we've got to play better than that if we want to play September footy and do a deep run. So, we're not too pleased with that performance, but a win's a win and we're taking 2 points. We needed that tonight, and I'm just proud of the boys' fight back. Could have been easy to throw in the towel, but, we fought tonight.
You went down the tunnel 10 minutes before half time. Is that something, just quickly get a massage or something like that? There's no lingering problems?
No. I'm all good. Body's all right. Just had to regroup and come out here second half and get the win.
What was said amongst the playing group, because you were on the bench, when the Dolphins came out so hot in the second half, were you panicking with what was going on?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably just our attitude, mate. We didn't turn up with the right attitude and I started our second half. But I'm just proud of the boys with the fight back and how we fought that game to get it back and claw back. We didn't panic. We said that we needed to stay patient and we got the chocolates at the end.
I want to ask you something personal. There's talk that you have decided to play for Samoa at the end of the year. I saw you high-fiving when that ball by Avarillo was dropped off. A great play inside by Isaiah Katoa. I'd love to see you going head-to-head with Isaiah. Tonga versus Samoa. Is that what's going to happen?
I'm not sure yet. There'll be an announcement soon and everyone will know. So I'm not going to say much, but there'll be an announcement soon.
All right. I think this locks you in the finals. Does that make you a happy man?
Oh, yeah, it does, but we want that top 4 spot. So we're going to keep on fighting every week and being present and taking it week by week. And when the finals comes around, it comes around.
All right. Great to see you play well tonight, Payne. Congratulations on a win.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
Great work, Zeno. And there you hear it live on ABC Sport. An announcement coming soon about the international representative future of one of the superstars of the game. Zeno always gets his man. Well done. Payne Haas here with you. After the Broncos have beaten the Dolphins 38 points to 28. We've only got a very short runway before we get to the footy stadium, Billy. So we want your votes, and Zano, we'll have to get Billy's vote, so hold on, he's close to getting to the hammer. Quick one with the hammer, go for it, mate.
Yeah, quick one with him. What about the battle hammer between you and Katoni Staggs? That was amazing, you two going hammer and tongs.
Yeah, obviously a good battle. He's a world-class centre, and for me, I felt like the first half was good for myself, but then he sort of got over me in the second half there, and it was pretty off it. But the battle's always good, and when you're going up against someone with that type of class, it's good.
Just finally, because you came out so hot in that second half, I'm surprised that they were able to turn the momentum so quickly. You scored 2 tries, and they scored 4.
Yeah, I think that just momentum swing. I think when Reece kicked that 40-20, that sort of turned us around, and just the momentum as well. They were high on energy, and we were just trying to chase our tail, I guess. But we'll go back next week and go back to the drawing board.
You still need those 2 wins. Hopefully it comes next week at Brookie down in Melbourne, against Manly down at Brookie.
Yeah, obviously it's a big game. It's our season's on the line now, and we need to string a few wins, and we'll go from there.
Good on you, Hammer. Appreciate you chatting to us. Bad luck tonight.
Thank you.
Great work, Zano, and great to hear from Hamaso Tabuai Fido. Righto, Billy. Try and wrap it up. We got 2 minutes before we go to the footy stadium.
One quick stat, I've never seen it this high before. They made 308 tackles, the Finns missed 63. I've never seen them MT that high. Anyway, I gave 3 points to Reece Walsh, a try assist, 249 metres, 13 tackle breaks.
Can I say, is that the most mature performance we've seen from him as a Bronco?
Yes, and that's what touched on. The paradox is, I think, by having those players hurt, he's going to step up. Let's just wait and see as he unfolds. 2 points, Trey Fuller. A try, 19 carries, 241 metres, almost carbon copy, 51 post-contact, 6 tackle breaks, and I gave 1 point to Payne Haas. Led the forwards, 181 metres, more than about 50 metres more than anyone else on the park, 77 post-contact, 14 tackle breaks, and this is another one, 28 tackles, 0 misses. Something that, as I said, there's 61 missed tackles by the Finns. He made 28, missed nothing off the back of 62 minutes of hard effort. The guy, absolute pro.
I'll never forget this game, and I'll never forget you being speechless after that try that Karapani scored, the second in that run of 4 that the Broncos scored.
Try of the season.
Well, we'll wait. You sort of get emotional in the moment. You say those things.
I was playing back in my mind. I thought, wow, you're pretty well. You want to kick it. It was great call, great game. I loved every minute of it.
Broncos 38, Dolphins 28. If you're listening in Cairns, by the way, on local radio, you were just about to head to the cricket, where South Africa has been sent in. They've lost the early wicket of skipper Aidan Markram out for 1. Wherever you are, you can hear that game on the ABC Listen app. So that's the deciding T20 game. Local audience in Cairns going to Matt Clinch and Neil Manthorpe for the call there. For the rest of you, it's time for Bunnies v Eels at the Footy Stadium. Brett Sprigg.
Hugh, this is truly event football. People will often talk about why we do themed rounds and the special events and the significance of those, but this is one of those nights where the weather's cool, but it's dry. It's the ideal mid-August evening for this Indigenous round clash. It's the second game of the Gadu Gathering event, which runs over 3 days here at the Sydney Football Stadium, and it just adds an extra bit of main event quality to a game that otherwise, 16th versus 13th, perhaps wouldn't have quite as much relevance. But they both had wins last week, and tonight they celebrate culture, football, the past, and perhaps the future as well, because goodness knows there haven't been quite as many positives in this campaign for South Sydney and Parramatta. The Saturday night lights burn bright here at Moore Park, and soon we'll see Greg Inglis lead Jai Arrow and the Bunnies out onto the field. The Eels were led out by their captain Mitch Moses and young player Arthur Miller-Stephen, who has Kanaka South Sea Island heritage, but there's a game of footy here to be played. Luke Lewis, 2-time premiership winner alongside me, and both of these sides have an opportunity for back-to-back wins, which have been so rare.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been rare for both sides, but Parramatta's starting to come into their own. I feel like they're playing some really good footy with Mitch Moses back there, and South Sydney a couple of good wins as well. But look, for South, they've got so many injuries. Another big blow, obviously, no Latrell Mitchell out there tonight.
Came in for 1 week, is out again.
Yeah, which is hard. You need to keep your best players on the field, and they've had a treacherous run this year with injuries, but they keep turning up. They're putting in good performances, and they'll want to finish finish off the year in a high.
There's renewed hope around Parramatta. What did you make of the Mitch Moses Talon de Silva spray last week, which I suppose, exhibits the passion that you have when things aren't going so well, or when things do turn and go well, as they, of course, had a tight win last week. But it shows that, he's leading, and they're honest with each other, the Parramatta players.
It's normal. It is absolutely normal for your player to spray each other, especially your leader. It happens at training, it happens out in the field. It's not a personal attack. It's just letting you know that I expect better, I know you can do better, or this is what we expect in this side. It's just a quick little spray. It's totally fine, and I'm expecting probably more tonight.
Break it down for us, Louis. Who are the key figures tonight? In fact, the players are heading out there now. So the Parramatta Eels are fullback Joash Papali, wingers Zach Lomax and Josh Adokar, centres Will Bensity and Dylan Brown. 5'8" is Isaiah Iongi, halfback and captain Mitchell Moses, lock Luca Moretti, back rowers Jack Williams and Kelma Tuolangi, props Jermaine Hopgood and Junior Barlaw, rookie Riley Smith the hooker, and the rookie I suppose. Bench is Charlie Geimer, Talon de Silva, Dylan Walker and Matt Dury. 18th is Jordan Samrani, the coach Jason Wiles. South Sydney is fullback Jai Gray, wingers Alex Johnston and Tai Munro, centres Isaiah Tass and Bally Bentley Harpay, 5'8" Ashton Ward, halfback Jamie Humphreys, lock and captain Jai Arrow, second rowers Jacob Host and Talis Duncan, props Saliva Havili and Sean Kepi, hooker Peter Mamazoulis, bench Liam LeBlanc, Brandon Smith, Tom Fletcher and Cody Walker, who's in. First game since round 17. They've been devoid of senior leadership, and he provides them with that. Their coach, of course, speaking of senior, is Wayne Bennett. The welcome to country is with Bidjigal elder Auntie Barb Sims as the players line up on the Sydney Football Stadium.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the land of the Bidjigal people. To our families from Parramatta, the Parramattagal people, eel dreaming country. Welcome to the land of the Bidjigal people. Saltwater people, we welcome you here tonight. We pay you respect. We walk in unity with you and in harmony. We embrace what we have as a people. We all need to be one. We are all Australians here tonight. We will walk together, all of us, each and every one. What we do in sport, how we do it, how we give it, and why do we play it? We play a game for each other to embrace in unity. From our clubs, South Sydney Rabbitohs and the Parramatta Eels, I thank you very much for having our Aboriginal players in your teams tonight. If we can do this together as a people, it says who we are, in a culture older than time. Australia's people, we walk with you. We're on a land of openness, honesty, and we embrace what you have as a people. Ladies and gentlemen, and our players, let's have a great game tonight and be who we are in a land of freedom and diversity. There's no other country in the world that have what we have. We embrace all cultures. We walk with you in freedom. So remember where you are in this great country of ours.